also sent some people information, and hopefully they'll get back to me about maybe they could set up something in their area. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah, she stopped by my job the other day and gave me some blood donor pamphlets that
Oh, that's great. Yeah, we
yeah,
put
that
them.
she had like the ones she brought to the board office.
Yeah.
Also, so everybody knows, I started live stream early just so I don't have to play that later. And I'm making anybody who's a board member online a co-host. So you will have the power to mute all. If you'd like to help us with that, monitor the chat, that would be great.
Okay.
So the Phyllis that's logged in, is that Phyllis Nasazio? When you don't, if you're a board member and you don't put your last name, it's kind of hard to know if you're a board member sometimes.
Jeremy, did you also make me a co-host?
I'm just doing it now. I'm just going through.
Okay.
Remember, because your name starts with an S, it takes a while. If anybody knows if that's Phyllis Nasazio, just let me know. I'll make her a co-host. And she has to have her video on to be counted as present. If anybody has an extra mask, I know some people would appreciate me wearing one. I'll definitely take it. If anybody has an extra mask for COVID or whatever, the flu.
Jeremy. Jeremy.
Oh. Yes. Deb?
But yeah, because I'm on my my Chromebook, I can't do the video. It's not letting me video.
Well, I don't know. I don't know to tell you. I don't know if we can legally count you being here. I mean, I know last month we had to mark somebody absent, even though they were here for the whole meeting because they didn't have their video on.
All right, I'll try to sign in from my phone then.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Let me start doing attendance while we're waiting. We need 2 more for a quorum. So.
Did Joanne just sign in?
So Jeremy, can you email me a direct link? It won't click for me.
Yeah, sorry, Joe Thompson asked me to do that.
Yeah,
Working
there's
on it.
something wrong with the link. It took a while. It was like blurry.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm sending it right now.
Jeremy, I'm on. Can you hear me?
I hear
No?
you, Joanne.
Okay,
Hear
great.
you.
Thank you.
Joanne, what about Phyllis? Did she sign in?
She did. I don't know where she is, but she's in somewhere.
But we have
see
to
you,
know that it's
Joanne.
her, because she just
She's
has
here.
Phyllis. Okay, so tell her she has to show her face.
Did I show my face? Because I
Now
can't
you
see.
did, yes, we
Yeah,
see
somewhere.
you.
Okay, good.
Christine has it.
Hey, good night.
It was really
Got
nice.
two?
Yeah, she wanted me two, no, you had two states. Good night.
Good night.
Jeremy, can you hear me?
What's up?
All right, no, I want to make sure because I just signed in on the phone.
Yeah, I don't see you though. All right.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Got it.
All right, so everyone, we have a quorum in person. We're just waiting 1 minute for our recording company. They just got to do one final touch.
Is this too much noise? You doing it? No?
Yeah.
Joe, we could hear the background. We could hear your background, Joe. Now it's better.
You want music?
No, we want quiet so we can hear one another.
I can't hear you, Al. Oh, Bernadette's there. Bernadette, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're just waiting for our recording coming. Oh, we're good? We are live streaming. Let me just click record as a backup.
Do we have an in-person quorum?
Yes, we do.
How do I know that?
So
Uh,
let me see what I've tallied so far.
I'd like Chris to basically do that also, because I'll be asking
Chris,
that.
we have an in-person quorum, right? Chris just said yes. So is that
Okay.
good for you,
'Cause,
Bernadette? Bernadette? Well, I can go through. So I got remote for Bernadette, Al, Veronica. Is Hazel in yet?
Hazel is having a problem with her phone. She just texted me because
Okay.
she's, her phone
so-
doesn't like WebEx.
All right, we'll come back here. Malcolm's in person, Edgar's in person. Did Kadian? Kadian's there. Ryan's here, Junior's here. Chun Chun, is she present? Okay. Christine's online. Stacy Ann's here. Angel's here. Miguel's here. Mary's here. Averill is online. Well, I- okay, all right. It doesn't hurt for me to do it this way because whoever,
Let's move on. Keep on with the sound.
Roger, you're monitoring online, right? Whoever's name is physically there, they have to have their video on to be counted. All right?
I think,
So-
is Debbie on a phone?
Yes, she has her video on,
No, she doesn't.
but
Oh,
well, she had her video on. Ken Gelnick's here, Wendy's here, D1 is here, Debbie had her video on, David is here, Juan is here, Roger's here, Serena's here, Phyllis, I don't know if that's the Phyllis that's our board that's online.
yeah, she is.
Does she have her video on?
Yes, she does.
Okay. So I'll mark her. Naomi's here, Edward's here, Susan's here, Shrado's not here, Keith is not here, right? Juanita's online, Richard is here, Cynthia's here, Ellie's here, Joanne's here, online. Harry's here, Oral is he's excused. Lisa's here, Joe Thompson's online, Sandy's
Start your
online.
video and see what happens. Oh, your video's on?
Okay, Janice is
Yeah,
here,
that's
no?
Phyllis.
Janice
Yeah,
is here. Dwayne is online, but does he have his video on?
Yeah, but now I can't eat because I have my
Uh,
video on.
Oh, maybe so. Me, please. This will be quicker if you just tell me if you see his name. Is this video on? Okay, we'll come back to him, and Jeanette's here. So is that okay? Can we start? Brenda?
We are, okay, just be aware that everybody here that we have to have an in-person quorum to actually have our meeting, so we all are aware of that. But also any votes that happen today, whether it be votes on motions, et cetera, have to be the total of, they has to be the majority of our total membership, which means it has to be 23 votes. So I'm just letting everybody know, that's open meetings law. So I'm telling that in the big,
One
beforehand.
at a time. Let her finish.
City charter, one second, guys. City charter
No,
states.
open meeting law, excuse me, Malcolm. Open meeting law basically says that we have to have a majority of our total membership.
So you're saying that you
And I-
oppose city charter?
No, I spoke with Christine.
That's all you have to say. Thank you.
O'Neill.
Let her
Christine,
finish.
I said Christine O'Neill, and I asked a specific question. And she basically told me that any vote in a full board meeting,
I spoke to Christina Neal myself too.
do you
And
want me,
before-
yes,
let me finish, I'll let you speak. I spoke to Christina O'Neill too a few weeks ago about the same thing. And she stated that there was a cutout there that allows community boards to operate in this matter. In our bylaws and even in the community board handbook, every version of it states that we
Okay.
abide
I'm gonna
by
be running.
the city charter
Yeah.
and ULURP. So for you to drop this, we've been operating under, let me finish. We've been operating under the city charter rules for years now. And now you're dropping this change. That is kind
no,
of
this is,
unprofessional.
this is what,
No,
this was
it's fine,
basically.
it's fine. We'll address it soon.
No, yeah, we are gonna address it soon. Okay, so our open meeting law, basically, I asked specifically with regards to our full board meetings, and I asked specifically with our total membership.
That's great. Let's start the meeting, please.
No, we could start the meeting. Fine, we'll discuss it later.
All right. So, okay, so, Bernadette, before we start, can you hear me? You hear me?
Yes,
Okay. So first of all, I want to apologize to everybody. I do not know where the microphones are. I have everything else. The last meeting, if you haven't heard, I almost got into an accident driving home because I was so exhausted. I would not be surprised if I left the microphones on the street. I called Maestros. I don't know where they are. I have the mixer. I have I have everything but the microphones and the little stands. So tonight I'm going to be running mics. And if you've been around here long enough, when I had to do that one time, our old system went out on us. It was actually the shortest and best meeting we had. So for what it's worth, okay? But most of you are online anyway, or a lot of you are online. So I just want to put that out there.
I
Okay.
just heard from Hazel, she dialed in.
Okay, is there video on?
I don't know,
Okay.
but she said she
All right.
dialed in.
So Bernadette, it's back to you. Do you want to turn it to,
no, you could do it.
what's that?
We could start as far as me starting the meeting. Is that
Yeah.
what you're asking?
Yeah, so I don't know did anybody state the time we started?
Not yet. Nobody said that.
Okay, well,
It's
at least-
7:22.
It's 7:22, so at the very least, that's the start of the meeting. So for Pledge of Allegiance, is that okay with everybody?
Yep.
Everybody stand. You hear me now? All right, cool. Moment of silence for our fallen first responders and medical and military service personnel and for those suffering throughout the world. Thank you.
All right, so before we start with the gallery, I know we discussed it leadership, and I think we were going to finalize it before we started the gallery. We we discussed, I think we all agreed at leadership to limit the gallery to a half an hour. And I think to be fair to everybody signed up, if we let everybody speak first before we ask questions, make comments. I don't know if that's okay with the board here. We run through that as much as possible to be fair to everybody who registered to speak. We have online registrants and then we have a lot of in-person registrants. So if we can start with the online registrants, I'm going to give you a microphone, Mr. Press, since you're the first. And you will keep it on the table there. Hold on, Bob. So Malcolm, tell us when you're ready.
You ready, Bob?
Yep. All set.
Go right ahead.
Last Thursday, I informed the Leadership Committee of a statement from Bronx Community Board 11 member Malcolm Gray, which appeared on the Citizens of Community Board 11, a Facebook page run by the CB11 Social Media Committee, that I had been told is slander concerning my past membership on Community Board 8, which I refuted at the leadership meeting. This past Monday, I received a message from Mr. Gray saying, if you're willing to be civil for a brief time, I would like to know about the Pelham Parkway Task Force. These examples of harassment of me by Mr. Gray have been turned over to Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson because Mr. Gray has violated 3 of the 5 sections of Bronx Community Board Member Code of Conduct, a document by Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson's expectations of appointed community board members, by following the Code of Conduct, members can ensure that they are representing their community with the highest level of professionalism and integrity. As far as behavior, members should always conduct themselves in a professional and courteous manner, whether in person, virtually, or via social media. They shall treat their fellow members of the public and staff with respect and dignity, avoiding using language or exhibiting behavior that is disrespectful and discriminatory or harassing. Professionalism. Members shall represent their interests in the community in the Bronx with the highest level of professionalism. They shall avoid engaging in activity that could bring their board or the Bronx Borough President's office into disrepute. Non-discrimination and harassment. Discrimination or harassment via any medium, whether in person, virtually, or social media, will not be tolerated. Then there's removal. Members shall serve by the appointment of Bronx Borough President and may be removed from office at any time for cause at sole discretion of Bronx Borough President. Cause may include, but is not limited to, failure to adhere to this code of conduct. I have requested that Bronx Borough President Gibson remove Community Board 11 member Malcolm Gray for his violation in 3 parts of this Community Board Code of Conduct, or that I may seek other recourse on Bronx Community Board 11 and the Borough President's office. Thank you.
You want to do the code? Just remind people, or I can do it right now.
No, I got it. It's fine. 1 second. Just to let everybody know, we have to state our code of conduct for the meeting. Do that real quick. Thank you. Any action or behavior that disrupts or
No.
weird. Okay, I got it. That's fine. Community Board 11 meetings must be held in a professional and hostile-free environment. The following rules of conduct are applicable to members of the public, Community Board 11, and Community Board 11 staff. Any action or behavior that disrupts or interferes with Community Board 11 business will not be tolerated during any Community Board 11 meeting. It may result in the individual or individuals being asked to leave. If the action or behavior continues, this may be considered disturbing the peace and the appropriate authorities may be summoned. If the meeting is held remotely, the person may be muted or expelled for the remainder. Repeated violations by the same person or group of people may result in further action by the community board. All public speakers must address the full board or the committee with their concerns. Electioneering for a position other than an officer of Community Board 11 is prohibited. Engaging in acts of violence, including threats, are grounds for immediate suspension of the right to attend meetings pending review by the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee. Respect the equality, diversity, and privacy of all persons by respecting and valuing differences of culture and opinion. Refrain from unpleasant or disparaging remarks and other actions. Abstain from all forms of harassment by actively discouraging it, and disseminating false information is prohibited. Thank you.
Hello? So Bernadette, do you want to go through, I'm sorry, I don't want to overstep my role here. Do you want to go through the registers on the agenda, the registrants, or do you want me to do that?
I'll go through it.
Okay.
Okay, next person up is Asim Ashimi Bhatt from CUNY School of Public Health, and I apologize if I did not say your name correctly.
Hi. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes,
1 second.
Hi. Hello.
okay.
Okay. All right. Whenever you're ready to start, let me know.
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anshini. I'm a public health student from CUNY and a constituent of New York State. I'm here to talk about the current Assembly Bill A1711, the New York, which is the New York State Healthy Vending Act, which is about monitoring nutritional value and increasing the percentage of healthier food items in the vending machines. According to a report of 2021 from Department of Health, the adult obesity rate in New York State is 29.1%. Obesity and related prognostic disorders such as hypertension and cardiovascular disease are well documented. Therefore, for people's well-being, healthier food options and related policies and initiatives should be encouraged. The vending machines are one of those extensively accessible and most available food purchase stops. An intervention would definitely have an impact to the people's well-being. A comprehensive survey done in Washington with 200 participants showed 78% increase in purchase rate of food products labeled and color-coded with low sodium levels, while no change was seen in purchase rate for food items which did not have any intervention. It implies that the availability of healthy foods can influence people's behavior. The current bill allows for regulated 200-calorie food items and food packages that
Seconds.
maintain specific nutritional characteristics like low sodium and high calcium. It also ensures and increases its availability over the next 3 years in vending machines in all state property by percentages of 25, 50, and 75. I sincerely request to the board members to advocate this bill further to the local state legislators and urging them to vote on the bill in the both Assembly and Senate. Thank you all for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashimi. And just for everybody to know that there is a link on the agenda. There is a link to the bill for anyone to read it further. Thank you. Are there any questions? I think, okay. Thank you so much. We're on to our next, which is Rochelle Mandina, a resident with regards to the smoke shops. Rochelle, are you ready? Rochelle Mandina?
Let me know when you're ready to start.
Hi, I'm ready. Thank
Okay.
you. My name is on there second time, letter K, if you want to cross that out. In regards to the smoke shop signs, I've noticed that some of the signs have more than a name, address, and phone numbers. They have a lot of, advertisements, and I think that's not legal for business signs, if anybody can maybe look into that. I also wanted to speak about something else about the board, please. Okay, I want to first say thank you for committing your time, but I also want to say that we are blessed to live in this country where, for the most part, we have so many freedoms and have some input into the issues of where we choose to live. You all have that privilege right now, and I would hope that the focus can stay on the best interest of the community, not personal issues. These positions are in place to deal with issues pertaining to our community, not for attacking senior board members or audience members or your agenda, arguing on social media and complaining about whose feelings got hurt. If the focus can stay on what all CB11 residents and members need, we can be strong together and keep our neighborhood intact. I know most of you are not involved in this and are working hard, but for those that are, just remember, this position is not about you.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
okay, well, start. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any, we are allowing, I think, two questions from the board members because of time. Are there any questions from the board members, or can we go on to the next? Okay, let's go on to the next. Next person, speaker is Patty Excuse me?
Apologies, Madam Chair. I just wanted to clarify that Jeremy did start out, no, I understand. We did discuss, in the interest of time, given our hard cutoff at 9:45 PM, that we would ask board members to reserve any questions until after so that we can try to get through the gallery session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next up is Patty Marinello from the community.
Let me know when you're
On
ready.
community,
Okay.
on community issues. Are you ready, Patty?
Can you hear me or no?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to start. My name is Patty Marinello, and I want this to be constructive feedback. Our elected officials selected all of you to represent and be the voices of our community. A productive board meeting is where everyone can agree to disagree. Instead, half the meetings are spent navigating personal board issues. Every individual has different values, education, so differing opinions will occur, but it should be a constructive debate. On tonight's agenda, a board member wants to discuss the current leadership. You may not approve of the current leadership, but they were elected by their peers for a term. If you think you can do a better job when their term is up, run against them. To waste the public's time addressing issues that are not community-based is not going to help raise this community to the next level. Community Board 10 runs like a well-oiled machine, and there's none of this bickering. Like I tell my daughter, you don't have to be friends with everyone, but you have to respect everyone. Social media plays a significant role in our society. Once you post something, you can't ever take it back. If you have an issue with someone, pick up the phone or ask them to a coffee prior to making it board business. Making veiled threats such as, I'm here to clean house and I'm just getting started is not only unprofessional, but extremely divisive. Social media posts that are negative in any way can cause this board credibility issues. A productive board meeting is where everyone can agree to disagree. It is my sincere hope that all members of this board focus on the initiatives that actually have merit, such as the Metro North rezoning, actual affordable housing, and public safety. Also, I would like to formally request that there be funding for board training to work effectively as a team. In closing, I do want to mention that it was very nice to see the board members come together for a turkey giveaway and the terrible fire on Morris Park. Al D'Angelo has spent most of his life contributing to this community. He's never boasted about all the charitable things he does for our community. I just want all the board members to know that his motives have always been genuine, and he has never made a run for political office.
Time.
Thank you so much, Patty. Next up is Lori Peterson, community member. Disappointment with the board. Lori, are you ready?
Let me know when
Yeah.
you're ready.
Yeah. All right, so good evening. These are just some of the Facebook posts regarding Al D'Angelo and his wife. They are amazing, wonderful. Morris Park is blessed to have them. They deserve thanks and blessings for being so generous and caring to our neighbors. Al and Chris are the best. Two great people, God bless them. No photo ops, just serving the community. Wonderful. Two wonderful people, always there when you need them. How many on the board can say that you really know Al D'Angelo? Well, I am not on the board, but I could say I know Al. He coached me in basketball when I was 10 years old. I am 51. Do the math. 41 years of volunteer service to this community. Some of the members on this board weren't even born while Al was already out there working with the community. I find it very disheartening on what you are trying to do to Al, not even knowing the man that he is. And I lastly want to ask board member Edward Perez what his Facebook post meant. I joined this board to clean house. I'm just getting started. Care to explain?
Okay, thank you, Lori. Next up in line is Kevin Aloya, Friends of the Hutchinson River Greenway. Kevin, are you ready? Oh,
Going? No? Yeah, okay. First, hi, thank you. My name is Kevin Deloya. I appreciate what Bob said about the rules that the borough president created for the board. That'll lead up into some of the discussion about some of the leadership on this board. I also like, I don't like, I should rephrase that, I'm sorry, I didn't write anything down today. If you notice that as this meeting started today, the board chair threw out a big disclaimer and I guess a policy about how many board members are here to make a motion and vote on it. And if you think about that for a second, that's the first thing that was said tonight. Think about that apology letter from Just Home. We got a letter, but we got a paragraph before it disclaiming what was coming. Thank you.
Bernadette, you still there? Can you hear us, Bernadette?
Yes, I am.
Go.
Okay, next up is Diana Finch, resident. Sorry, I was muted.
Ready? Coming off Thanksgiving, I'm grateful that for the first time in decades, the demographics of the board nearly match the demographics of the district the board serves. That said, my wish is that the leadership of the board was equally as connected. I don't doubt Bernadette and Al have done real work that has benefited their friends and immediate neighborhoods. But as leaders of the board, leaders of you who serve the entire community, they have lost our confidence. Chair Ferrara breached both city charter and CB11 bylaws, ignoring the unanimous vote of the full board last spring for the board to make a written apology to the public for the conduct of the Just Home public hearing, instead issuing a months delayed personal statement without board input and with an equivocating cover note contradicting the unanimous vote. Vice Chair D'Angelo has persisted in posting public opinions disparaging entire groups. First, in the Bronx Times as president of the Morris Park Community Association. An article on it headlined "Column Demeaning Black People" has been viewed 33,000 times through just one of the outraged tweets it drew, a tweet by a New York City planning commissioner, a Black woman. Second, Al's public Facebook post last month about the high DOE reported rate of chronic absenteeism, absent 10% or more of the time. A Chalkbeat article cites the causes: post-pandemic mental health concerns, parents keeping kids home for fear of illness, and many innovative ways administrators are addressing it. Yet Al asserts no one is doing anything about it. Obviously, the derelict parents don't give a whit about their kids,
30 seconds.
and the result is a permanent underclass of criminals. This is not leadership. Our community deserves true leadership that corrects and apologizes for the inevitable missteps, that supports us in all our celebrated diversity. Leadership not from a place of fear, but a place of love. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Diana. Next up is Abdullah Saleh, American Center for Human Rights and Social Services. Abdullah, are you ready?
Abdullah?
Yes?
All right, so we'll just circle back.
Okay, next up is Danish Pacurel from CUNY, master's student. Are you ready?
It's not online.
She's not online
Or in person.
or in person. Okay, on to the next. We'll circle back. Lisa Di Tommaso, a community member on community issues. Lisa, are you ready?
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, ready. Good evening. I have been attending CB11 meetings since June 2022, and in the past few months, I have watched this board turn into a battleground. As the mayor's representative stated, it's like a bunch of teenagers. I have always been taught to respect my elders. Clearly, this is not the case with several members. Al D'Angelo has been a member of CB11 and Morris Park for years. He has been helping the community before these new members were even born. He was a teacher, a principal, a coach, and a mentor to hundreds of children of all cultures, races, and socioeconomic backgrounds. He devoted his life to helping people. On this Thanksgiving, he and his wife gave out cooked turkey dinners at the Morris Park Association, and then drove to several community members who could not make it out. Al volunteers every Thursday at the food pantry. He doesn't advertise this or use it as a photo op to look like he cares about his community. He actually really does care about his community, the entire community. Certain members of this board have an agenda. They want to push out the older members and members who do not align with their ideologies. You have members giving the middle finger to a woman, then mocking her and calling it fingergate. This woman was further victimized by other members, making it an unsafe environment for women. You have members who aggressively and verbally attack other board members, as well as community members at meetings, as well as on social media. You have members who threaten that they are cleaning house and requested the demotion of longstanding members for perceived infractions that were alleged before they were members. You have members asking for free samples of marijuana from individuals who are seeking a smoke shop license in CB11. Chaos and accusations have dominated CB11 for months, and who is suffering? The community.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. I'm assuming that Rochelle, this is the duplicate? Rochelle Rosinski?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
She registered twice and I didn't recognize it because of a different last name.
Okay. Okay, next in line is Charlene Jackson Mendez, Banist homeowner. Charlene, are you ready?
She's coming up.
Okay.
No.
And I just want to say, as a Black American woman, I don't find anything that Al D'Angelo wrote offensive. And I wish the people that found it offensive would have written their own response to him based in fact to point out where he was wrong. I was appalled after viewing the November Ethics Committee meeting of November 2023. I have been a vocal critic of CB11 when I felt it necessary, but I also love our community and respect many of those present this evening who have fought for decades to maintain the beauty of many of our neighborhoods. The bucolic Pelham Parkway, our famed medical institutions that include Einstein and Jacobi Hospital, and lastly, our wonderful 49th Police Precinct, which is one of the best, if not the best, in the city. Many individuals present this evening have worked tirelessly to build a stable and cohesive community for many decades. And those of us that bought homes here only wish to continue that and make that available to more people. The board, as it is presently configured, lacks integrity. I have never witnessed a group of individuals that manifest such a profound sense of ignorance and arrogance. I have witnessed members make statements that are factually inaccurate, use profane words and gestures, and hijack meetings by repeatedly talking about their own personal experiences over and over again. Some state that they are considering quitting because of poor treatment by the public. I want to let them know, those members know, that our community has several very experienced, talented members who would gladly pick up the mantle and run with it. Do you truly represent the politicians that appointed you? This is a wonderful community, loved by many. No matter what happens.
Thank you.
This evening, we will continue together to make sure we stay strong.
Okay, thank you, Charlene. Okay, we're going to continue on to the chair's report.
There are actually more,
Oh, there are?
yes.
Oh, yes, we do have the right.
I don't have it.
I have Ronald,
Okay.
8 minutes. Ronnie,
Yeah, so some people say they sign up online. I don't, okay, that's great, but I don't have record of it. So, okay, I don't have record of it, so it's up to the board what to do.
How many write-ins
right
do we
here.
have?
Okay, so you can do both. Is that all right? Okay, but what's that matter if you
all
do
right,
this?
so the 1 second, 1 second. Please, we have the list of speakers that sign up online. We'll follow that. And we have the list of people signing in person. So the next person to speak is Ronnie. So Ronnie, if you'd like to please take your time. Also let everybody know there is 8 minutes left of the gallery session. Thank you.
I have to leave it up to you, Malcolm, or Jeremy to announce the next speakers, because I don't have those pieces of paper in front of me.
I got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Ronnie, let me know when you're ready.
Am I on? I'm here to again talk about the 1900 Just Homes project, which is just crazy. I don't understand why something like this is going to be put in our neighborhood. 3 other hospitals have rejected their plan or put it back 2 or 3 years. With this, the last hope of them to avail themselves of a building in the Bronx, the Fortune Society is pushing this project. I went to the Jacoby meeting the other day, their CAB meeting, and they all seem just to be concerned about the rotunda being ready to go. When they mentioned building 2 is emptied out and ready, I asked what's going in there, the 1900 Seminole project? No comment. Then they canceled the December 10th meeting. Why was that, we asked? No comment. Then an email came out that on December 13th is going to be another hearing at the Rotunda. So instead of having a meeting on the 10th where they were going to have a discussion about it, they figured let's cancel that and do it on the 13th. They're trying to get this project done and through. They have the meeting at 4 o'clock. Why don't you guys have a meeting at 4 o'clock? Because you know nobody will ever make it. Will the parking lot be open so people will put their cars in there? No. It's to keep the meeting small and not allow people from the neighborhood to come in and make public comment. And this is what we deal with. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Efrain Gonzalez. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Good evening. I want to address public safety. I was listening in and I was at the last Public Safety Committee meeting and I noticed something. I noticed there's a lot of rage. People don't like what people talk about or what they wear, but it was when the 49 Precinct Officer Madero talked about that there were actually crimes that were committed or to be investigated where detectives were actually off when they got that dumped on them. You know, it's sad, I have to say dumped, because that's what it felt like. And that not all of our officers in the 49 Precinct are assigned here. Like it's scary. And I will tell you real quick that in 1981, in Community Board 9, we had the same issue because there were young people that were trying to get onto the board and there were old people and they found a way to get some lights. And my father was a part of that, to get lights underneath Westchester Square, the 6 train. Public safety, and where everybody's talking about the dangers of Just Home, public safety and getting on top of how it is presented is actually one of the most important aspects of what we do in this community and community board. But the Housing Bureau rarely has more than one police officer assigned with their PSA. We have to get involved. It can't just be the 49 Precinct Council. I put an email out. I'm going to meet with the police commissioner to discuss, because sometimes you got to energize and get people, but public safety, and everybody's talking about we're going to bring in formerly incarcerated. If we don't have public safety down packed, you're going to see more crime in this area, and somebody may just do something to somebody that you love. Thank you.
Next up is Grace. What? I will.
Good evening. I said I just wanted to, on the slip, to follow up with the cease and desist, not yet? Cease and desist order, because I had to leave early last meeting. Remember I asked about that you were going to do a motion to have a cease and desist letter for the vendors on Allerton?
No.
Okay, could we please revisit that and get that done?
Yeah.
Thank you. And just as an aside, I'm very disappointed with this board because it's very misogynistic. You have, for the first time, a female chair, and she has been under attack since day one. Bernadette has been a staple part of this community for years on this board. And she has done many things for her community as well. So to disparage her and to try to get rid of her because y'all are have an agenda and don't like things, change things, do it the right way. When the position is up for election, run against her. That's it. That's how you do things. You don't bulldoze over people. That's all I have to say. So, you guys are young yet. You need to learn a little bit of a lesson here. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next is Manuel Martinez. Just letting you guys know he's our last speaker as we have 2 minutes left. Thank you. Manuel, can you please start, please? Thank you. We have a 9:45 cutoff, please. All right, I understand and I understand. Oh no, ma'am, I understand. I apologize. We have a 9:45 cutoff. Let me finish. 9:45 cutoff. If you have anything that needs to be addressed, please email the community board and we will address it. Manuel, please start.
Hold on. Could you just wait that part of that? Excuse me. 7:54 p.m. last night is well after all these people on this registration slip. Okay? Okay, I understand, but I'm sorry, there's a limit to how much I can pay attention to all the online registration.
Time. Manuel, please. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm representing the 3 libraries in the community today. Starting with the Morris Park Library, that library is still closed. We do not have a reopening date yet. The library manager for the location would like to thank you for your patience. As of this Monday, so I represent the Allison Library. We closed down for a building emergency and will be closed until further notice as well. The Pelham Parkway Van Ness Library is hosting an event. It's a Pink Princess Nail. We'll be hosting a Cinderella story time. There'll be face painting, dancing, singing, and a meet and greet with Princess Cinderella. This will be on December 28th at 2 p.m. Registration is required. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, is that the end of our speakers?
So Rich Reynoso, hold on.
Okay,
Rich Reynoso wants to say something, Bernadette. Hold on.
of course.
No. No, we can't. You will not be recorded, will not be in the minutes. What's the point of it if you can't have it in the minutes, right?
I make a motion to allow Roxanne 2 minutes to have her statement.
So
The issue, one second, whoa. We did agree.
I made a motion.
I know, but the issue is there's a whole list of speakers.
I
and
hear
if
you.
make a motion, make the exception, we have to give everybody the same courtesy.
I'm making a motion.
Over this, let her speak for her 2 minutes.
So no. A motion is made.
Let her speak.
No. A motion's made.
I second.
It's seconded. Now it's open for discussion. Who wants to speak?
The issue here is that we have a whole list of speakers, right?
I made a
We
motion.
have I know, but it's in discussion. We have a 9:45 cutoff. You guys understand that? Okay.
Hello, hello,
Hold on.
excuse me.
Let Janice
Hello.
go.
Hello.
Excuse me, that nine, that
You have more
cutoff-
speakers?
that cutoff was not voted on by the
That's why-
majority of the
that's why
board.
Not anymore.
It came up
Well,
in
look
leadership,
at all the time we're
but
wasting.
it didn't pass, the full
If I'm
board.
speaking, if I have the floor, you're gonna listen.
Okay.
We can sing together, but we're not gonna talk together, those online and those in this room, okay? Now, everyone, kindly go with what's going on. A motion was made, let's deal with it, all
Okay.
right?
So that is to allow, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me, you're interrupting the meeting. You will be asked to leave if you continue. Please stop. So you have in addition to Ms. Delgado, you have 4 other speakers. The motion is for one of these 5 speakers to speak. Any other discussion? Otherwise, we just have a vote.
Yeah, Jeremy?
One amongst the four. She's one of five.
Time. We are wasting
Okay, hold
time
on.
here.
Hold on.
I think, you'll have to excuse me, but I think the chair can the
One
chair
more.
allow the 2 minutes?
So Al wanted to say
You allow
something. I
one,
believe.
you're gonna need to
Yeah.
allow all.
Hold on,
Excuse me.
one person at a time. One person at a time, please. Al D'Angelo,
Yeah,
please speak.
it passed in leadership, but it didn't pass by the full board. So that rule doesn't go into effect until the full board votes on it, the 30-minute rule.
All right, well, right now the motion is for one of the five speakers that registered in person. Jeanette, next.
The structure was given at the beginning of the meeting and no one objected to it. We're now to the point in the meeting where we have 5 people that did not get a chance to speak, but one person who has been very vocal necessitated a motion that we're then saying, okay, we're allowing this one person the 2 minutes, but not the other 4, which does not seem fair or equitable. And we still have a hard stop at 9:45 with a lot of important things to get to that involves the entire community. And it seems as if we are wasting time for something that if it was objected to, should have been objected to in the beginning when it was stated that there would be a 30-minute deadline. Thank you.
I would like to, as chair, I would like to say that we give each person a minute and a half to speak so that everybody has a chance to speak without bringing us over a large period of time.
If that's the call that you want to make, I think that is
Well,
fair.
no, hold on. A motion is,
Gotta go.
sorry, a motion is on the floor. We're just,
Thank you.
okay, motion is retracted. Sorry,
I got
okay?
this. Stephen Glasser was next on the list.
So are we timing for a minute and a half,
All right,
Malcolm?
cool. Say that again?
Are we timing for a minute and a half?
Yes, I am
Well,
timing.
I recommend we vote on that.
It's fine. It's
Okay, all right.
fine. It's fine.
Don't
It's
you
fine.
agree?
It's fine.
Don't you agree?
It's fine.
Okay.
Please, just go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay? No, I just want to make it official. Here,
Guys, just let it.
there you go.
Just please give me a warning so I can finish what I'm saying.
Where's the other microphone?
Hi, Roxanne Delgado, First Palm Parkway on call, and thank you for the motion. Here to discuss 7-Eleven Leidig, the cannabis dispensary application. To make this short, I have sent emails today to the Chris Kirk, I was hoping sent to all the board members and to the Veronica Castro showing, I'm not against the location, I'm against the applicants. They have been running an unlicensed dispensary since July of this year. Why reward bad behavior? They actually impeded in renting it to a licensed dispensary on Williamsbridge Road, Freshly Bake, sorry. And now I have documents showing that it's the same players. So I'm hoping you object to it and let OCM say that we don't object to the location, but we're not certain if the applicant is not the same applicants that have been running unlicensed smoke shops since July. This is a very important issue because we're rewarding bad behavior. People waited in line. I'm not against smoke shops or cannabis retail, but we have to do it the right way. There's a reason why there's procedure. We must allow people to follow the procedure. Let's please do the right thing for this community and allow value cannabis retail done by a good player, not done by these. And there's a lot of discrepancy in the paperwork. So look at the paperwork. There's a lot of discrepancy where they use the same owner. One of the persons lives in the same building that the current owner lives at. I sent all the documentation, all the screenshots. This is not my opinion. This is fact-based. And I hope you do the right thing because this is going to affect Palm Parkway because he's not only has he sold to underage, he also is smoking outside the premise. So I'm hoping this board does the right thing. Please do not vote for 7-Eleven Leidig. Thank you so much.
Genesis Navarre. Genesis. Online. Okay. Brian
How do I
Adams.
come back? Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening. How you doing? Good evening, everybody. Hi. How you doing? Brian Adams, 49 Precinct Community Council, Sergeant of Arms, I want to wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you do. Be careful of the bad folks around here between now and New Year's. Okay, you never know what happened next. You never know. All right, both at home and around the area. All right, so let's keep the promise. Let's keep the faith. Have a happy holiday. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Last speaker is Ed Murphy.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for your time. I'm up here for Friends of Pelham Parkway in regards to 711 Lydic Avenue. Please don't vote these people in for a cannabis license. They're just trouble to the neighborhood as is with their deli on the corner. They actively have a guy that sits inside the vestibule of the store smoking marijuana, and he has his tall boy with him. So it's bad news. There's been trouble with the corner deli. There's been stabbings there, shootings outside the store. He's just gonna bring more ruckus to the neighborhood. We don't need it. We don't want it. Thank you.
Brenda, did you see my text message? I don't know if you saw that.
No, I did not. Sorry.
We had the borough president here. If possible, she would like to speak next.
Of course. Of course.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you so much to everyone. So first, don't put me on a time limit. I want to make sure that I get a lot out because this is an important moment for Community Board 11, and I have not had the opportunity to join you at your general board meetings in quite a while. So it's important that I'm here, but it's also important because of the message that I want to deliver. So first and foremost, good evening to everyone, to our district manager, to our board chair, to the executive members, and to all the new members that we have appointed in these past couple of months, all of our returning members, the members of our community that represent Community Board 11. Whether you live in Morris Park, you live in Pelham Parkway, Bronx Park East, Allerton, Pelham Gardens, Van Nest, Indian Village, you are a part of this community. And I want to say a couple of things and just preface my remarks around the fact that as the borough president, being in this position for a year, 11 months and 30 days, but I'm not counting. I ran for this position because I believe in the Bronx. I believe in the power of the people of this great county. I believe in the work and the transformation and the progress that has been made in this county. There was a time years ago when folks counted us out. We were devastated, we were burning, we were disinvested in, we were left behind, shortchanged, and ignored. But all of you, the people, the older adults, our seniors, the businesses, the entrepreneurs, everyone that saw the promise and the potential that this borough had then and still has today. For that, we are grateful. Because of the work that was started, that is the only reason why we can be here today. So the important part of this work and the fabric of our community boards, I want to make sure that everyone understands this is a volunteer position. No one signed up for this without an intention of doing something good. We are all working professionals. We come to this space, to this place with titles and responsibilities, and we want to make sure that at the end of the day, we are doing the jobs that we have been called to do. This work is about the people of Community Board 11. And as I travel around the borough, 12 community boards, 600 appointments that we make every year, 1 and 2 year appointments. We came into this office to Bronxborough Hall to transform our community boards for a better cause. We digitized the application for community boards that had never been done before. We also did something that no other borough has done. The applications are in a second language. Did anyone notice that? It's in English and Espanol, because we believe that diversity is our greatest strength. And we believe that when you tap in to industries and people that have not been tapped into, you will get the very best of the Bronx, right? That's what we believe in. So digitizing the application, putting it in a second language, making sure that there's a greater process, working within the confines of where we are with the New York City Charter, Conflicts of Interest Board, and all the other agencies that guide us. And certainly we have limitations, but we also have a lot of latitude. So what you have seen with new community board members is diversity, young members, working professionals that bring different levels of experience to the table. Urban planners, architects, designers, nurses, social workers, law enforcement, retired members of service. We wanted to make sure that each of our 12 boards reflects the communities in which they should serve. And so we have done that, and it was not an easy task. And so some have often asked, why did it take so long? Because the process takes long, because we're doing things that have never been done before. So there's no blueprint, there's no manual. We are doing this work and looking at it from a creative and an innovative approach. And so doing all of that and making sure that we have positive changes to our community boards has been my goal. So as I travel around to the community boards, I want to ensure that everyone understands that my team and I are committed to this work. We are doing this work with intention and purpose, not personalities, but with intention and purpose for the community. This work is not about all of you and me. This is about the people that deserve leadership, and the people that deserve teamwork. So yes, it's important to respect leadership, but it's also important to respect teamwork. The team, the village. We don't do this work in a silo. So as we are here, I recognize the challenges that we faced. I recognize in the past several months, we have had all eyes on CB11, not just here in the Bronx. The city of New York, elected officials have called me, state elected officials, media has reached out. Madam Borough President, what is going on in CB11? I don't see that happening in any of the other community boards. And at first I said, well, what's happening? And now months later, I understand. I get it. I understand and I get it. And so it has caused me to travel around the borough to attend general board meetings and make sure that in addition to my staff, our Director of Community Boards, Kira Gannon, our Deputy Director, Alexis Ruiz, Kenny Augusto, and all of the staff understand that I am here to support them, but I'm also here to support our community boards. It is so important that this team recognizes that we are a part of building this community together, not separate, but together. I am disappointed, frustrated, angry, pissed off that I have seen so much chaos and dysfunction happen here at CB11. It has been unacceptable, unacceptable. And so I am clearly at this moment disappointed. And I've had to make statements. I've had to respond to numerous emails and many of the communications and other correspondence that our office has received via email and other channels. And it's just blatant disrespect. There is absolutely no respect for each other. as board members and members of the public have a responsibility as well. We all care and want the same things. We are public servants. We have an obligation. Some of us have titles, some of us don't, but guess what? We have a responsibility to make this community better. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem that that has been the priority. All of the chaos and dysfunction that I have seen and my staff has witnessed is a distraction. It is a distraction from our goals. And if there is anything that I employ all of you to do, I need everyone to be focused. We have a lot of work to do in CB11. We have a lot of things going on. And guess what? Whether you like it or not, proposals are going to move forward, whether you are dysfunctional or not. And so I need you to stay focused on the work that we are doing. We just allocated $2 million to Jacoby Hospital to upgrade the MRI unit. And that's just the beginning. I'm going to take care of Jacoby because I know the volume of patients that they see. I can tell you that here in Board 11, $1.5 million in all of our schools in this district. We are intentional about getting this work done. We want to make sure that these schools have technology, they have smart boards, they have laptops, they have all the things that they need. The schools in question, Bronxdale High School, Junior High School 144, P721, that's a D75 school, Pelham Prep Academy, PS 83, PS 96, PS 108, PS 418, and that's just the beginning. Every year we're going to add and add and add, but I need all of you to stay focused on all of this work. This is the work that will make a difference. This is the work that will have transformative change. I want to also remind all of you that with our blueprint comes collaboration. So in addition to Jacoby Hospital, yes, we support the NYPD. Yes, we support the 4-9 precinct. I speak to the commanding officer every day. The last class that graduated October 30th, 175 cops assigned to the borough. In the 4-9, 15 new cops. PSA 8, 25 new cops. That does not happen. Last class, the 4-9 got 2 new cops, 2. Now they got 15. That's what I need all of you to focus on. In addition, the public safety initiatives that we've talked about, the Metro North expansion, it's coming. We have to stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Stay focused. I can talk to you about the work we're doing with the New York Blood Center. We don't have a blood center in this borough. We used to have one at Jacoby Hospital. Let us talk about getting the blood center back. Because where do you go if you need a blood transfusion? You go outside the Bronx. That can happen here in CB11 if only we stay focused. I could talk to you about maternal health and the fact that a majority of African American and Latino women are more likely to die during childbirth because we don't have access to birth workers, doulas, and midwives. But guess what? We want to build the first Bronx Birthing Center in our borough. We can do that in CB11. We can do that if we stay focused. I can talk to you about so many other things, but one message that I want to resonate is that we have a blueprint for the Bronx. The only way that our blueprint can be successful is if I get buy-in from all of you. If I get your commitment to focus and not get distracted. I understand that we don't always agree, but we are not going to be disagreeable and we're not going to be disrespectful. That is something that I cannot and I will not allow to happen. Not here at 11 or any of my other community boards. I was at CB4 earlier this week. My team is at CB1 tonight. If I have to travel to every CB, I will do that to make sure that you understand that we mean business. We have appointed each and every one of you because we believe that you are a part of the growth of this community. But it's disappointing when I have to hear and see for myself the disrespect. It tells me, did I make the right decision? Did I appoint the right people? What is going on at CB11 that we have meetings until 11 o'clock at night? What are we talking about for 5 and 6 hours? I say all of this out of emotion because I'm frustrated.
Yes,
I cannot do this work alone. I need everyone to align your priorities with our priorities. And so I call your attention to our strategic policy plan, 213 pages of our blueprint. Take the time to review, to understand, to know that this is about access, opportunities, pathways to the middle class, safe streets. This is about building the Bronx to be the best place to live and work, do business, and raise our families. If we don't do it, who will? If we don't do it now, when? The children that we always talk about are looking at all of us. And guess what? Sometimes they say it's a kid zone in here. I said, no, these are working professionals. We're adults. We know how to act mature. No, absolutely not. Don't allow folks on the outside to define the work that we are doing on the inside. This blueprint, this strategic plan is going to transform this borough. Our economic development team, BXCDC, the Bronx Tourism Council, as well as Bigny, New York, you can only imagine what we are doing. $10 million of a New York Empowerment Zone loan that we were able to find through BXCDC. $1 million we just awarded to Bronx Community College for energy efficiency and sustainability. We're working with all the business improvement districts, the Chamber of Commerce. We are building up this borough. We don't have time to waste. No one has time in their schedules to waste with bickering and chaos and dysfunction. That is not what the residents of this community expect in all of us. And I say us. And I say us because I'm including myself in this. And so I'm looking at everyone, and I am letting everyone know in all of our community boards that the staff and myself, we are watching. We are looking at what is happening. And we will make sure that at the end of the day, the code of conduct that every community board member signed, if you are in violation of that, changes are going to happen. That's just the reality. That is just the reality. And let me also say that in this work, none of this is personal. I will laugh with you the day after. I will laugh with you at a holiday party because this is business. We have a job to do. We have a borough to serve. We have a community to serve. I don't have time to waste, and neither do any of you. My team has invested so much time focused on CB11 that other community boards are like, well, you're always in 11. What's happening with us? And I don't want that to be the case. Everyone deserves our time. Everyone deserves our attention. But we always have to come back to CB11 because something's always going on. And at the end of the day, that is not the message that we want to resonate to our community. We owe them more than that. We owe these children more than that. Our seniors, we owe them more than that. So as I close, know that this is not the last time that I will be here. I love to travel around the Bronx and get around to boards because you need to see me. You need to see your borough president. You need to see the work that we are doing and that is happening at Borough Hall. We have so much going on. A police officer involved shooting earlier today, a triple homicide involving a 5-year-old, a 1-year-old killed in a daycare center due to fentanyl, a drug bust in a pizza shop. That is what I have to deal with every single day in this borough. And guess what? I deal with it and I still have hope. I still believe in this borough, even despite what some may think. I'm going to show them that the Bronx is the best place to live, even despite that. And it is not easy. You all know, and I'm so grateful the media is here, because let me just say that sometimes my frustration is that the narrative is not being shared of the good things happening. So the Thanksgiving events, the Christmas events, the toy giveaways, you don't hear about all that. But as soon as there's a shooting, 10 cameras. As soon as there's a stabbing, 15 cameras. But I do a job fair and I get none. So just understand sometimes the reason why you don't always see me in Community Board 11 or in your spaces, because I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with making sure that the narrative is shifted so that they actually say, no, good things are happening in the Bronx. We just broke ground on a $35 million public park at the Harlem River in Community Board 4. And yesterday we had the groundbreaking at La Peninsula in Hunts Point, 359 units of affordable housing, and how we broke ground on Orchard Beach, $100 million to transform the pavilion, the $200 million that we're getting to reimagine the Kingsbridge Armory in the West Bronx, and all the other things. I can go across neighborhood by neighborhood. And then when I get here, I have to deal with drama. Drama. Not acceptable. I want to talk about jobs. I want to talk about pathways to college and careers. I want to talk about supporting the NYPD, fighting for school safety agents that are being cut right now, fighting for school crossing guards. I want to talk about all of that. And so my message to all of you is I need you. I need your leadership. I need your partnership. I need you to be in this with us, because we cannot do this alone. Community Board 11 is so critical to the work that we are doing at Borough Hall. But it doesn't help when we have media that call us to try to take us back to where we used to be. Rather, let us move forward and let us try to work together. Make the effort to at least get along, because we actually have more in common than we do that may divide us. If you ever think about it, we have more in common. We all care about the same things. We don't always have the same pathway to get there, but in reality, we support the same things. And so I need all of you to embrace that. Embrace it from a point of equity. Embrace it from a point of fairness. And embrace it from a point of justice, because we are doing an injustice to the residents and families of Community Board 11 when we allow these meetings to carry on the way they do. That is an injustice. And if I am about anything as your borough president, I'm about justice. I'm about making sure that everyone has a leg up, that everyone has a fair opportunity, that everyone has a level playing field. That is my goal as your borough president. So it is my hope. It's the holiday season. I want us to have some holiday cheer, and I want us to make an effort to get along and work together. I want us to focus and not get distracted and not lose sight of what is important and why we signed up to become a community board member in the first place. If we have to get back to the basics, then we have to get back to the basics. And that's okay. That is okay. We start somewhere and we're going to end somewhere. And so I hope that even during the course of tonight's meeting and moving forward, that there are going to be some changes here at the board, beginning with behavior and the way we talk to each other. And if I have to have my staff assemble a memo on how we do that, I am glad to share that with you, because I am here to help support you and make sure that you are stronger public servants and members of our community. So I look forward to working with you. Please make sure you take a look at the strategic policy plan. It is available on our website. I hope everyone has an opportunity to look and review, and most importantly, family, community, faith, the things that matter to us. Hold on to that. Whatever it is that you need to hold on to that strengthens you, do it. My faith is my foundation. When I feel like I am carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, and I have to be with the parents of a 1-year-old or the parents of a 5-year-old or a mother that lost her child to traffic violence, it breaks my heart. It just causes me to get so frustrated. But then I remember that I still have a borough to serve. And so my faith helps me, it sustains me, it allows me to still do this work every day so that I can go to bed at night and know that we've done our very best. So my staff, again, is here to help, to support you, to make sure that we do our part, but we are not going to do this by ourselves. We're going to make sure that we work together, we walk together in the spirit of community and solidarity and unity. We are going to change the way that we operate and that we work together, because at the end of the day, community, this is about the community. So I thank you for your time. Thank you for indulging me, District Manager, Madam Chair. Thank you. I appreciate the time tonight, and I look forward to working with you, and you will see me again. Happy holidays, people. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Borough President. Thank you, Ms. Gibson. I totally appreciate all of your words for our Community Board 11 here. Thank you so much.
Just a quick announcement for everyone in the gallery session or in the audience there. I took the liberty of posting the link to this document to the official CB11 Facebook page. So if you want to just check it out, it's there.
Okay, thank you. Do we have further participants for the gallery
Not in
session?
person. I don't see any hands in person. I don't know about online, Roger, or anyone else. It's online. Seeing hands, so go ahead, Burnett, your report.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. First of all, I hope that everybody had a grateful and blessed Thanksgiving. We should be truly grateful every single day of our lives, and I hope everybody was able to be with family and friends. And I'm going to make this short and sweet because we are on a time limit. I just want to also extend a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, and a happy holidays to everyone at the beginning of this season. And we should grab every moment of joy with our friends, with our families, and with our communities. And the two things I just want to bring to everyone's attention is that on December 7th, that there will be a joint committee meeting, a public hearing of the housing and land use, and further detail will be at the committee report. And also on Wednesday, December 13th, that there is also a public hearing with the Just Homes. The information is online, and for the communities and the residents, whoever wants to show up, to please get the information online and please show up for your communities. And after that, I think we should just move on. So thank you, and everybody have a blessed holiday season.
So, Burnett, do you want to mention the bylaw proposals? Because in order to vote on that next month, you do have to bring it up at the meeting.
Yes, thank you. I did actually have that right here in front of me. Sorry, everyone, I've been sick for a week and a half with fevers and, sinus problems and sinus blockage, so I'm a bit off my game today. Yes, there was a bylaws committee on Monday, and the proper process. Well, the following amendments were proposed at the most recent bylaws meeting on November 28th. As per CB11 bylaws, these must first be announced by the board chair at the next full board meeting, which is this evening, and then voted on by the full board during the following month's meeting, which will be in December. So that is our proper process. So these are the two motions, these two proposals. First one is to amend the wording in Article 4, Section 9, to delete the words appointment of chairs and co-chairs of the committees, so that it does reflect the new bylaws. And motion number 2, the first election of the committee chairs shall take place at the committee meetings starting in June 2024 and every June thereafter. The nominations shall begin in April. If adopted, this will be included in Article 5, Section 2. So those are the two new proposals that came.
Bernadette, if I may, it's Sandy, and I'm sorry I'm stopping you. There was a third proposal that has to be brought up before the committee. And that's, and that deals with,
Sandy, that's under your report because that was a previous proposal. I think it was brought up at the full board. If it wasn't, then we'll have to redo the whole process. But I left that under your report because that was a motion that
Yes.
could be voted on tonight. I could be
no,
wrong.
that I'm doing the one that Veronica brought up.
But that's during the report.
All right, then. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that is, everybody, please have a wonderful holiday. That is the end of the chair's report. Okay?
Sorry. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Bernadette. You keep going. You're in charge.
Yes, I'm looking over here on my chair's report. As far as New York Health and Hospitals, Jacoby, I did bring that up. And there is a link in our agenda that can give you the further information. So I urge everybody to go on to the agenda part of Bronx Community Board 11 website and check that link out. Okay, next up in line is the treasurer's report. Veronica?
Hi, everyone. The treasury's report has been given to the staff. If it hasn't been published already, it will be published shortly. So take a look at it and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. Next up is the secretary's report.
So the minutes have not been published yet. I know a member of the public is asking for them and I've been working on them. So everybody will get the October minutes, but they're not prepared to be voted on tonight.
Okay. Okay. Very good. I do see a link there it's still incomplete.
That's just a placeholder. It's
Okay.
not an active link, sorry.
All right, very good. Okay, the next on our agenda is the Sergeant of Arms. Do we have anything to report, Malcolm?
No, I have nothing.
Okay. All right, next is the District Manager's report. Jeremy, you're up.
Yeah, I actually have a ton of things to say, but I'm just in the interest of time. I'm just going to remind people when they come to the Community Board 11 office to please recycle. And yeah, if you don't know where the recycling item, just put it in the sink, right? Or I mean, if it's paper, there's a paper bin, but I'll move on because of the motions that, we want to get through, especially with the cannabis stuff.
Okay, very good. All right, next is our committee reports. So leadership. Okay, Al?
Two motions were made. One motion that Miguel Dwyer apologized to Community Board 11 in response to the ethics and disciplinary case 109. And the second motion was that Community Board 11 sent a letter of support for the creation of a blood center in the Bronx.
Okay.
Well, they don't need a second because they're both approved in committee. Do you want to start discussion on the first item?
Is there any objection or any discussion? on the first motion? Any objection? Passes
Yeah, we have a
unanimously.
question. Hold on. I got to be a runner. Hold on, Lisa. Sorry. Thanks, Malcolm.
Sorry, can you just provide context for ethics and disciplinary case 109? I'm not familiar.
Should have left it on this.
Lisa, I will give you some context. So, case 109 is related to the poor gesture that was made in a meeting on the bylaws in early this spring during a bylaws meeting. So due to that gesture, the committee decided that Miguel Dyer would basically apologize to the full board related to that gesture.
Okay, thank you. I had a feeling that's what it was, but I just wanted to be sure before I vote. So thank you.
No problem.
Does anybody know what happened to the microphone the borough president had? All right, thank you. All right, any other questions?
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Now we can.
Yes, we can.
Oh, oh my God. You don't know how I almost threw my phone against the wall. First, I just want to apologize for not being there. I was in Long Island. I had horrible service, and I was just meeting a new member of my family who was born about 5 days ago. And I know the minutes aren't available, so I apologize for that. We do try to get them out as quickly as possible. And I just want to go on record and thank the borough president for coming. And I hope that everybody heeds her words. We do need to do the job that we were, I guess, hired to do, even though we don't get paid for this. And I really just want to also wish everybody a happy holiday.
Thank you, Hazel. Okay, so we still have the motions on the floor.
Right, the first motion passes unanimously. The second motion was to send a letter of support for the creation of a blood center in the Bronx. Is there any discussion on that? Any objection to that?
So Al, hold on. Can you call the vote for the first one? Because there's no other discussion, right?
There was no discussion, and there were no dissensions. It was obviously it was unanimous.
Hold on, one second.
I think they just want to confirm that.
There was only one motion called, and that was the first one. The second one didn't get called.
Yeah, no. But Al, can you just ask for objections or abstentions again for the first one? If not, then we'll declare it again.
The first motion, that Miguel Dwyer apologized to Community Board 11 in response to the ethics and disciplinary case 109. Is there any objection to that?
None here in person, no.
Okay. Obviously, it passes unanimously, I guess. I don't see any hands.
Did you ask for abstentions, Al?
All right, any abstention?
Okay, so Juan and Mary, Edgar. Well, then they're not voting. So nobody objecting or abstaining online, but there are 4 here. Once again, 5 here, 6 here in person. Abstaining. The objections are over with. There were no objections. So let's go through it again. Kadian, Juan, so that's 2. Wendy, Edgar, Mary, Malcolm, and Serena. That's my mistake. She left, right? Susan. All right. So good, Al?
All right, so
Good for you?
the motion passes. The second motion, that Community Board 11 send a letter of support for the creation of a blood center in the Bronx. Is there any discussion? Anyone opposed? Anybody not voting?
No one here, Al. No discussion or opposed here.
Okay.
Then I want to thank everyone for going along with the proposal.
Well, hold on, were there any abstentions? Al, did you?
Any abstentions? None? There's
Nobody here.
None that I see here.
Nobody here either.
All right, the motion passes unanimously. I just want to also wish everybody happy holidays, enjoy it, and let's take the words of the borough president to heart, please, because we have to work for the community. That's our job. That's what we're here for. Thank you. Enjoy the holidays.
Okay, thank you, Al. We are on to economic development, and we have a few motions here. Veronica?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the second motion because that one I think is gonna be a little easier, in the interest of time. So the motion that Community Board 11 send an email of objection to the New York State Office of Cannabis Management regarding the new license application for the Higher Path LLC at 1417 Pelham Parkway North. Do we have any discussion?
I have a question. Why
Go ahead.
the
Go ahead, somebody.
objection?
The objection is because this is a private house and the zoning for it is not for commercial use, it's for housing. So this is located on the side of Pelham Parkway where there are all residents there. And we don't feel that this should be considered any actual commercial property or commercial location should be considered at that property, especially not a cannabis location.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello? Oh, that was my question as well. So thank you.
Okay, so if there's no further discussion, do we have any objections? Jeremy, you'll have to check the screen for me
nobody's
because my
here.
screen here is delayed.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at, there's nothing right now.
Okay, any abstentions?
One abstention, Angel Diaz.
Thank you, Malcolm. Okay, if that's all the abstentions, motion passes. Okay, this second motion is the motion that Community Board 11 send an email of no objection to the New York State Office of Cannabis Management regarding the new liquor license application for Leidig Supermarket Incorporated located at 711 Leidig Avenue. Do we have discussion?
Just point of order, you said liquor license, it's
I'm
cannabis,
sorry.
right?
Old habits.
Good.
It's a cannabis management. It's, sorry, no objection to the New York State Office of Cannabis Management regarding the new license application for Leidig Supermarket, 711 Leidig Avenue. Just also as a point of information, we did get some information from a member of the public. It was received, unfortunately, earlier this evening, a little before 4 o'clock, so we haven't, I don't know if it's been disseminated to the full board, but if it has, I'm sure not many have had the chance to look at it. Because the motion was made in committee, that's why we have to vote on it now. But I just want to put that out there in case anyone has any concerns about not being able to see that information prior to voting. Any other discussion?
Yeah, nobody's raising their hand here. Oh, okay, I got two people. I see Ed first and Serena.
The community has expressed a lot of concern about this business, the existing one and the new one. And in the spirit of what everybody has been saying in the public hearings, for us to send this letter of no objection would be wrong.
Thank you. You said there was another hand up also, Jeremy?
One second. There was an order. There was an order.
Yeah.
Of speakers. So
I think there's some confusion. Motion.
I can't hear it.
Hello? I think there's some confusion with this motion. Can we just clarify this motion again? We're sending an email of no objection to the license for the supermarket to sell cannabis and for 711
Lydic Avenue to sell cannabis. Is that correct?
No, so this
No, that's
motion
the
is for one
location.
location.
That's one
Right.
location. That's the address of the location.
Right, and they're currently, the name of the business is Lydic Supermarket. So just in case anyone hasn't watched the video and in the interest of time, maybe this will clear up some questions. At the time that we had the economic development meeting, the applicants came before us, there were 4 of them. We asked them to send us some information, which they did, but they have stated that they are not in any relation to the former owner, which is there now, which is operating the illegal cannabis location. They've also stated that they have no relation to the corner supermarket, which has been a bit of a contention for the community there. The information that I had alluded to before that was sent that has not probably been seen by the full board yet contradicts this information. We have not vetted the information that has been provided to us. I can only say that we have received it and it contradicts that information. We would have to look into that further. But since the motion has been voted at the committee, we have to vote on it now. You can vote it down. You can agree to send a letter of no objection. You have the freedom to do as you feel you need to for this motion.
That needs a mic.
So if we didn't send, Chris, we didn't send that out, right? Or did we?
Which one?
The whatever we got from the member of the public.
Waiting for you guys to say the okay.
Okay, so I can send that out as soon as possible.
Okay.
So this was voted on committee. So any other discussion? Okay, Ken Gellner. Ken Gellner, and then someone else, Angel? Yes, no, maybe so?
How do I?
Just a question for Malcolm. Can we table this motion and bring it on
Yes,
and
yes.
at the next meeting?
We absolutely can.
I'd like to make.
Wait. Because it is a motion and we are in a discussion of the motion, we'll have to first vote this motion down and then
Yes,
vote in.
exactly.
Vote another motion to table it.
Can I make a suggestion that we have a roll call vote on this proposal to make sure everything is done properly?
Well, if enough people vote against it, you don't need a roll call. That's unless it's going to be close, Sandy, I mean, Veronica?
Sandy,
Well,
what do you-
how do we know if people
Well,
are going to say
Sandy,
aye or nay?
Let's
sorry.
try and do just a regular vote on it in the interest of time because roll call takes a little longer. If it looks like it's too close to actually see what's gonna happen, then we can go ahead and do the roll call. But let's
Right.
try and do it just regular voting for this time.
I'm sorry, I have a question.
Sure.
The Economic Development Committee, and at the time, there was a concern about time constraints. So we have, according to the information that we have 30 days to vote up or down on this. We discussed asking for an extension so that we have time to have this vote by the board and, be able to provide that information to OCM. If we table this, right, and I mean, obviously we could do whatever we think is proper, but if we table it, we have to also add some kind of extension provision to that so that the vote is not moot, right? Because if we table it for another 30 days and the time for us to consider the issue passes, then our vote is moot. And so I just want everyone to understand that and consider that when we make our motion.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is there anyone else?
Yeah, Edgar.
This is just a general question for whoever can answer this. Following what Juan was saying, if I remember correctly, even if we don't vote on it, the 30 days of notice has give or take passed. So wouldn't it go to OCM anyway, even by next meeting?
Yes, actually, he's technically right.
Right, so
The
we can
process
still
is,
send our referral to them.
I'm sorry, so wait, so we discussed in committee getting an extension. I recall that. We actually,
Right,
there was a motion and did that ever happen?
Well, I just found out today that there was a miscommunication between the staff and myself. I thought that the letter would go out, but the staff says they need to have something from me in order to send out the letter. So it is being sent out, but unfortunately, because of the miscommunication, I thought it would be sent out automatically, but that was my error.
So,
Veronica, when was the 30-day deadline?
So the issue we had was that the meeting the regular full board meeting would have been on the 23rd, which would have been the deadline. We were going to ask for the extension because we needed the board to vote on it today, which would have been a week later. Unfortunately, I apologize to everyone. I thought that it would go out automatically. This is my first round as chair of this committee, so I do apologize for my mistake, but it did not go out, and the staff has alerted me that they need something for me to send out the letter of no objection, which I have sent to them.
so any other discussion, Veronica? Mary?
I'm sorry, I might be asking the same question in a different way that people ever. So what exactly are we voting on if the deadline's already passed?
So the OCM said that flexible with the deadlines. So we're still sending out the letter of extension, and then they're just starting this process, so it's everything's still new, not only to us but to them too. So we're gonna
sorry,
send the
go ahead.
letter of extension, and then we're gonna also send the email if it's voted on. If it's not voted on, then we will table it. When we send out the letter of extension, it's gonna give us some more time to be able to vote on this again later on if we do decide to table it.
So if the 30 days has passed, what's to say that they haven't already submitted the application?
They're basically waiting for us to vote. That was what was agreed on with the
They're not binding
applicants.
to that, correct?
Right.
So they're not, so then what if the deadline is passed, it's most likely than not, if a business they have an impetus to move forward with their business, there's a solid chance that they've already submitted their application.
But
That's
does
99%.
that mean that you don't want us to send a letter of our referral at all?
That's
So
not
that
what
they
I'm
don't know
saying.
what
I'm
it is?
saying what value is there? We're going to have a very large discussion on something that probably already happened without our input already.
So they're gonna put in their
documents and not
application
input.
anyway.
Voting.
Yeah, they're gonna put in their application anyway. What we're doing is giving a letter of referral. So even if they sent it out, say, last week, if we vote down this particular place, we can still read the information and vote it and send out, we're gonna send out the letter of extension anyway. I know that it's a little past due, and again, I apologize for that, but we still want to have our say in it. So whether or not we object to it or whether we don't object to it, we want to be able to send that to the OCM. We want them to see that we are responding to these
All right.
and we are giving our referral.
Parliamentary style, since this is a motion that's already on the desk, on the table, we have to, Veronica can either pull it, but she would need committee approval for that. So we have to
Right.
vote for it right now as it is. So you might as well just move to voting.
Yeah, again, we can vote it down if we are concerned about sending the letter at this point of no objection, we can vote it down. Again, please vote what you feel, and I'm going to read as soon as my phone behaves.
Yeah, we have one more question. Just I want to remind
Go ahead.
everybody too, whatever we do is purely a recommendation. Like the state local
Right.
authority, they don't have to listen to us, and often they don't. But I agree with Veronica that we should still put in whatever we want to.
All right, so the committee made a recommendation that a letter of no objection be sent based on the information that the committee had and an understanding with the applicants that they were going to provide further information. I don't think is the intention right now to decide whether we're going to object or not, because we just received information that new information came in at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So, in fairness to these applicants, right? My, proposal would be for the committee chair to withdraw the motion, right? Return to the committee for further consideration. And as the committee had already voted, send the letter of extension to OCM so that perhaps when we return in December, our vote, whatever that vote is, would have some meaning, right? So to say that we need to vote on the motion that the committee put forth on the day that we met, feels unfair, right? Because people are inclined to vote no because they're missing information. So.
Well, the only
Well-
issue is that is because, sorry, go ahead, Veronica.
Well, because we voted in committee, we have to do the vote. Now, I would have to have the approval of the committee to withdraw the motion. Now, if we vote this motion down, then someone can make a motion to table this until the next economic development meeting where we've had time to review the information. That's just a suggestion. I'm not trying to guide anyone, but that's something that we can do. So unfortunately, and Jeremy, please correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been voted on in committee, we do have to go forward with the motion. Is that correct?
Yes.
Or like Malcolm said, if you can get the committee, do we have enough members of the committee here to withdraw it? I mean, who's the members of your committee? Malcolm, Miguel? Yeah, they're all here.
Edgar.
You agree to withdraw the motion? Yes? Ed, you're on the committee? They all agree to withdraw the motion.
You have
Okay,
11, you have 11 members, 11
Right.
members in the Economic Development Committee.
How many of the committee are there in person?
6 in person, and then with you, Veronica, if you agree to it. Everybody here in person. So just for the record, because we're recording this, Malcolm, Miguel, Mary, Edgar, Ed, Juan, and then who else is who else on the committee?
Joanne.
Oh, Harry? Do
Joanne.
you agree? Do you agree to withdraw? Yeah. So everybody here, you have a majority one. They all agree in person to withdraw.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm looking at my screen here and, so if everybody there agrees to withdraw the motion, I also agree to withdraw the motion, then the motion is off the floor.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
Okay.
So anything else, Veronica, for your report?
I would just like to make a motion that we table this now until the next economic development meeting.
Well, you don't have to do
I don't
that.
have to do that? Okay,
I
that's
mean,
fine.
yeah.
I just want to make sure that it's on the record that we are going to review it again. It's not that we're just
Okay.
abandoning it.
Yep. We'll make sure the information gets sent out to everybody if it hasn't. And
Okay.
unless there's anything else, Bernadette, you want to
No, I
continue?
think that's it. All right, thank you. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Jeremy. Okay. we
Thank you.
have-
I want to wish everyone a happy holiday and be safe and see you in December. Thank you.
Okay, our next committee is Parks and Recreation, and that's Janice, and there's a motion. Janice, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay,
Okay, the motion is that Community Board 11 join the Play Fair Coalition. Any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to know what
Somebody
the Play
second it?
Fair,
Pardon me?
what Play Fair is to join. What kind of group is it?
So as far as I know, well, that's actually a really good question. I don't want to talk out of turn. I know a member of the public here is big on that. There's a link. I don't know if Roger, you want to pull up the link? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. It's to commit 1% of the city budget to the Parks Department for funding. That's what it is. It's through the New Yorkers for Parks. It's something that I think we voted on to send a letter of support or something like that last year. That's what it is. Commit
Okay.
1% of the city budget towards the Parks Department. The Parks Department is historically underfunded.
Yes.
Ken,
Yeah.
do you have a question?
So
So no
this-
questions, any other questions here in person? No? So the motion was made in committee. So unless there's any other discussion, you want to call the vote, Janice?
Call for the vote. Any objections? Abstentions? It's unanimous. Thank you and have a wonderful holiday, everyone. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, thank you. I'm glad that that passed. That was very good. All right, our next is our bylaws. So I'm gonna hand this over to you, Sandy.
I'll read the first one that Cynthia said, because I,
Okay, I
and
will
then I'll
do
do the
that.
second one.
Yes. Okay, the motion is to amend the Community Board 11 bylaws to state that any community board member who is involved in a complaint, whether as the complainant or as the subject of a complaint, may participate in discussion of the complaint, but must recuse themselves from voting on the complaint. And that is an updated wording of that.
And that motion passed in
Yes.
our
So
meeting.
now it's open for discussion.
Thank you. Okay. So I am fully against this motion, and I would like to vote this motion down for the following reasons. It is in violation of the conflicts of interest policy and procedure. Voting on a community board, a committee member serving on the board, voting on his or her committee's recommendation to the board. This is not a conflict of interest under this policy and does not need to be disclosed because the committee is a recommending action to the council board, and the purpose of the committee is also to serve the council. So there is no need to have this bylaw added to our bylaws. Also, it takes away the right of the community board member to vote. That, to me, is illegal. The committee member should make his or her own decision to recuse themselves from voting. We are no longer in the 1950s. We are in 2023, and every member here has the right to vote. So I am very, very against this new bylaws. Also, this opens up a liability because I know if my right to vote was taken away and I'm on the community board, I would seek counsel. Thank you.
If I may.
May, go ahead, Veronica.
I have looked around, I've done some research. I have not found outside of the community board where a person that has been involved in any kind of complaint or suit or anything along those lines has been able to be part of the response that is taken
Let her
against the
finish.
complaint. And also, you say it takes away the
Let her
voting rights.
finish, excuse me. Veronica,
Sandy, nobody's talking.
It's an echo.
It's an
Sandy,
echo.
you have to
Sandy,
turn
you
off
have
your,
to turn off your,
mute yourself.
mute yourself.
It's just an echo.
It's just an echo of me.
So you say it takes away the voting rights of someone, but it also takes away the rights of a person to have a fair hearing with people who are not involved in the complaint or have some kind of something in other words, having their complaint approved. So I believe that if we're going to do in the interest of being fair, that we need to have non-biased people Sorry, I got muted. I'm not saying that anything wrong has been done. I'm just saying that going forward, me as an ethical standpoint, the ethics committee needs to be held to a higher standard than others. So it's just, to me personally, it's not an ethical situation when we allow people who are subject or party to a complaint be able to vote on the resolution of that complaint. That's just my feeling on it. Thank you.
If I may, a conflict of interest board was basically dealing with finances, and stuff like that. And common sense tells you, and I think if you ask anyone, that the person, the complainant, has the right to speak, has done the speaking, but should not vote on it. It's not undemocratic. It's common sense.
I also would like to speak on this, but it's actually in support of this. It's actually something that I had mentioned to Cindy a while back. We wouldn't, no member of the public would trust, say, an elected official was accused of something, and then their office did an investigation and found that they did no wrongdoing. That's just, there's a credibility issue there, there's a liability issue there, and it's just disingenuous. This was something that I had suggested to Cindy. Just in general, it was a discussion that we had had. It's a credibility thing, right? You're not taking away the person's right to vote indefinitely. It's just in this particular matter, the Bar
Correct.
Association, which is the legal standard, they're literally the Bar Association. They'll recuse an attorney if that attorney is involved in something, say a family friend, and they can't represent them. They cannot interfere in that case. Like, that is just a standard practice. Applying the same high standards to ourselves is not a liability. It's moving forward in the right direction.
Thank you.
So, thank you for your comments, but I disagree with those comments, and I have the right to do that. Basically, we are not a court of law. We are a body that represents the community. And we were appointed to utilize our common sense to vote. So I don't see what value it is to take away the person's right to vote. If there are other people voting, I could understand if that main person was voting and that it would sway the votes or it would do something like that. But if it was that important, believe me, there would be some documentation stating that it is incorrect. It's wrong. But I have documentation that I just read to you that it's not.
But your documentation, if I may, deals with a conflict of interest when it deals with monetary, land use, real estate, etc. And you know what? Let's
Lisa.
vote on it. Because common sense tells you that he had the right to speak, he addressed the committee, and now the committee votes. He should not be voting on himself.
Okay, so
There was a
can
vote,
we-
if there was a vote, if there was something in the education field, and somebody works for the Department of Ed, they have to recuse themselves. So this is the same thing.
All right.
It should be recused.
Okay.
Please,
Yeah,
one second.
so we have hands raised. Can we follow that order? I will tell you the order in which they are raised currently. Correct me if I'm wrong, Malcolm.
It was
Jeanette?
Lisa had, Jeanette, Lisa.
Jeanette, okay, Lisa, and then Rich,
You're
and
right.
then Cynthia.
Okay.
Okay, I know quite a few people have spoken already, but if we can at least give one person a turn before we come back to each person. All right, let's go in that order.
Also, I am timing the discussion too, so we have 3 minutes left. All right.
I would just like to say that in addition to Naomi doing quite a bit of research on this matter, which she shared factually, not in terms of opinion, but in terms of facts, she then brought an outside agency to come and do a training for conflict of interest that was available to every board member and to members of the community, which also factually substantiated Naomi's research. My opinion, I'm not going to share because it would be my opinion. I'm just dealing with facts. Factually, I would have to object to this motion. Emotionally, I might agree with it. My opinion, I might agree with it, but factually, I would have to object to it. Thank you.
I just had a question because the way that it's stated on here just says to amend the bylaws. What do the bylaws currently address this at all? Is it changing anything or this is something new that's being added? Okay, that was it. That was my only question.
Naomi, want to answer that? 'Cause Naomi's the chair, so.
Oh, she said yes, yes, that this is something that's being added, not changed.
Ryan
Yes.
hasn't spoken yet.
I'm also against it, and the main reason is hypothetically, if you can have multiple complainants to one respondent. So if you have an ethics board that's composed of people who care about the ethics, multiple members of the ethics board bring a complaint and sign on to the complaint, then you could end up with a situation where no one is able to vote on a complaint. And that puts us in a bad place. So if nothing else, I'm against it because it's incomplete. It doesn't address some of the situations that may arise.
Jeremy, if I may really quickly,
Go ahead, Veronica.
Hold on. I mean, we have 56 seconds left.
just really
Rich,
quickly,
no,
just
no,
two
Rich,
quick
Rich.
points.
Sorry, no, Rich just doesn't want to speak. Go ahead, V. Or, well, I mean, Cynthia did raise her hand. Cynthia hasn't spoken yet. Should
Well,
she
let me
go?
know. Am I speaking or no?
Go ahead.
It's up to you guys.
All right, just really quickly, one point that Jeanette made up about them coming to do a conflict of interest presentation. I did ask them if we had an ethical conflict of interest, who will we go to? They said we could send it to them for review and they would send it to someone else because they themselves don't handle ethical conflicts of interest. It's basically what they told us at the thing. I did raise that question to them. Also, if we can't vote on it at the committee, it would go to leadership, I believe.
Yes, you're right, Veronica.
So Malcolm, do you want to, or Veronica, can we call the vote? I mean, it's up to the board. It's been 10 minutes. So
I'd like to call for a vote and get a roll call to make sure you have a
it's up to the
quorum.
board right now. It's up to the board.
Let's do a roll call.
Okay, we're voting, all right? So could you restate the motion of who made it, Sandy?
Yes, I know. Okay,
Finance committee.
Veronica made it. I just brought it up. We had a discussion. So now we need the vote, correct,
Yeah,
Jeremy?
can you read the motion again for everybody, please?
Yes, okay, let me go get it. Any community board member who is involved in a complaint, whether as a complainant or as the subject of a complaint, may participate in the discussion of the complaint, but must recuse themselves from voting on the complaint. And that was the motion. And we voted on it in committee.
Alex, did you shower?
Excuse us?
Olivia, did you? Right now.
Camelia, we can hear you, Camelia. Camelia, you can please mute yourself?
Can we mute that?
Yeah, she just muted herself. All right. Yeah, you're good. All right, so Sandy, any objections? All right, so let's do, Sandy, can we do a roll call because it's.
Yes, that's what I asked for.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming, hold on, what is it? What is it? Let's see, it's really cool. Yeah, I think it's a majority in person. Should we do a roll call? I mean,
Yeah,
it is a
that's-
bylaws amendment. All right.
No, Jeremy, I have to do, there has to be the vote. And we can discuss this later, but I did personally ask, and the vote was the vote is that any motion that comes before the full board has to be the majority of the total membership, whether there is in person or not in person. So we do have a quorum, so that's why the meeting is on. But any votes that have to come, they have to be a majority of the total membership. And the total membership is 44, so that's 22 plus 1. So that's just what I was told, and I was corrected, and I have it in paper. So that's it. It has to any motion that comes in front of the full board for a vote.
Well, I mean, I think regardless, everybody, one person at a time, please. regardless, from what I'm seeing right now in person here, Berna, it's not going to pass regardless.
That's
And
what,
what about the,
but that's
So
my
do you want me to
point.
do-
If,
Yeah.
if the point that of my question to the open government was, when we have a full board vote, does it matter? How does a vote pass? The majority of the total membership, whether there is in person or not, is the total vote of, it's a total vote of the membership, the majority, which is 23.
When you have 23 people present.
All right, so the real question is, are we going to do a roll call vote or not, I think, right?
That's what Sandy requested, was the roll call, yes.
So Sandy,
yes.
Sandy, it's not going to pass from what I can tell, but do you want to?
Well, what about the people
Does
who
the
are
board want to go
on,
to a roll call
what
vote?
about the
No.
people
You-
who are remote? Don't they have a chance to vote also?
All right, so we're going to do a roll call vote. Is that easier, please? All right. So please, members of the public, please be quiet.
Please,
All right.
please.
So
Please.
start with Bernadette, and then if you want to wait, just tell us and we'll come back to you. So,
All right, bet.
I'm sorry, yeah, I'm for, yes.
All right, she said Bernadette is yes. Albert D'Angelo? Al?
Yes, I vote for the motion, for the amendment.
Awesome. Veronica Castro?
Yes.
Awesome. Hazel Mira?
Yes.
Malcolm Gray? No. Yeah, Edgar? Kadian? Ryan? Junior? Chun? Okay. Christine?
No.
Stacey Ann? Angel? Miguel? Mary? April?
I'm here.
It's a yes or no, April.
Yes, yes.
Rabbi? Ken? Wendy? All right.
They have to speak up.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll circle back. D1? Abby? Alec? All right, cool. We'll circle back. David? Wendy says no. Juan Luciano? David. Go down. Oh, Juan, he said no. Roger? Awesome. Serena? Phyllis?
Why
Yes.
can't we hear
Can't
them?
hear, we can't hear them.
Can't hear them.
Can't hear nobody.
we can.
It's fine. Naomi?
Excuse me, when are you gonna call me?
I called you twice and you didn't respond. Can you give us your vote now,
Yeah,
please?
because
I-
you're
argument, can
going
we just
too
say yes?
fast
Yes
and
or
there
not?
is a delay. You're going too fast
Okay.
and there's a delay.
You have to go back. You have to
All right,
start
it's
over.
fine.
Okay,
B,
maybe
yes or
that's
no?
why I get confused.
Okay.
And the people at the meeting have to speak up.
My vote is yes.
Debbie, yes. Are you for or against or abstaining on the motion? Please tell us now. Debbie Kowalik. Debbie.
All right, we will circle back. You all have heard it. Okay. Naomi. All right. Edward Perez. Okay. Susan Perez. All right, cool. Strato.
Yes.
Thank you. Keith. Thank you. Juanita Randall.
Yes.
She said yes. All right, cool. Cynthia Rodriguez.
No.
Eleazar Rodriguez. I saw him. He's right there. Ellie,
Ellie, are you for or against?
Ellie, you're muted.
you're muted. He said yes. Joanne Rubino.
Yes.
Okay. Harry. No. Okay. Oral's not here. Okay. Lisa Soto. Thank you. Joe Thompson. Joe.
Is he muted?
Muted.
For,
He's at 4. Okay. Sandy.
for,
Okay. Janice. No. Dwayne.
no.
and Jeanette. That's everybody. Oh, the circle backs. Debbie? Debbie Kowalik? Deborah Kowalik?
She's muted.
One.
Debbie, unmute yourself.
Debbie, you're muted. You gotta unmute.
Twice.
There she is.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, what do you want, Debbie? With for, against, or abstaining?
I'm for it.
Okay. All right, so let me do the tally. Let's move on while I do the tally.
Thank you.
Okay? Is
Okay,
that okay, Sandy? Can
All
I do the
right, well,
tally?
we have to wait.
okay, so we're on to the next committee,
Clarify it.
community development and budget priorities. Serena? Is Serena here? Nope.
Yes, I am. I was
Oh.
just waiting for the microphone. Good evening, everyone. This is, so the Community Development and Budgetary Priorities Committee met last week, and we met with a really awesome nonprofit organization called We Rise as One. And so they were really fantastic. I would invite everyone to view the YouTube video so you can learn more about them. December, we are not going to be having a meeting, but in January, we've invited the Office of Budget Management to come and present so that we could all learn about what that is going to mean to this district as it pertains to the budget cuts that are coming up. And that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, great. Our next committee is Education, Cultural, and Youth Services. Phyllis?
Hi, Bernadette. I'm Ethics and Disciplinary is next.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. I went on to the other E, Ethics and Disciplinary.
That's okay.
Good,
I know
Naomi.
education is important to you, so I understand.
Important to everybody.
Exactly. Ethics and Disciplinary, we heard case 114. We heard the complainants portion, so next month we will hear the respondent. On January 22nd, we're having a presenter from Closed Case who's going to assist the community in hearing about if you have an arrest or something on your record and how to hopefully remove that item from your record and any questions that you may have. On December 18th, I will be presenting a presentation on meeting etiquette. So I hope you guys join and listen to my presentation. Also, I wanted to talk about cases and results. So there has been there's been some results of our cases that people do not agree with or decisions made about what cases we hear. All decisions are final. And I don't feel that, we are, as Vanessa Gibson stated today, we are volunteers and we do not need to be in a debate with the community in terms of the cases. We voted on the cases, we follow a process. Everyone has agreed to the cases. Everyone, the full board have agreed to the decision. So there should be no, further discussion. It should just go through its process. But if you have an opinion, of course, you can express your opinion, but it should not be of anger. We are volunteers. We're trying to make sure that we process our cases and get the information processed. So that's what I would just like to say. Thank you.
Okay, Sandy, do you want me to tell you? I
Go right
confirmed
ahead.
this. So motion failed, the bylaws motion failed, 17 for, 24 against.
Thank you.
We go on to the next committee, which is Education, Cultural, and Youth Services. Phyllis?
Hi, everybody. We will be having a school supply replenishment sometime in February during the break. And just to remind everybody, the Yankee scholarships, we only have one submission so far. So please reach out to people you know. The application is on our website. And I don't know if Manny is still there from the library, but maybe Manny can nominate some of the kids there. I will send him the scholarship information. And other than that, have an excellent holiday, everybody. Enjoy.
Okay, great, thank you. Our next committee is Health and Social Services. Sandy?
Well, we had, a meeting about, like, which one was it? I forgot already. We did the blood bank. And, Joanne, refresh my memory. Where are the minutes for, the Health and Social Services?
Still being worked on.
Right. So we'll get them out.
Right, but we
A-
talked about the blood center and
Right.
which Ms. Gibson referred to.
Ooh.
So we found out that a blood center for the Bronx is in the works. So
Thank goodness.
they don't need us. They don't need us to write a letter of support because it is something that's in the works.
But I think if the letter has already been written, we should still send it out.
Sure. I mean, we did ask, and they said, no, it's not necessary because we're really in discussion as to where, and we actually talked about different locations, and they were very interested, like Waters Place and Jacoby. So they're
Right.
very interested in looking at actual spaces.
Spaces. And there'll be no meeting next month, but I want to
Right.
wish everyone a happy holiday.
Okay, next is our housing. Are you with us, Hazel?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I have been here. I was on the road from in the beginning. So I just want to remind everybody that we are having a housing and land use public hearing on the City of Yes. And it's going to be on Thursday, December 7th, and we're trying to get as many community members, but especially businesses or people that have businesses in their homes, because this is going to affect them more than anything else. So if you can get the word out, we are going to create a flyer and we are going to flyer their neighborhood. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout.
I have a question, Hazel. Are we going to post this public hearing in the newspaper or give it a little bit more?
Well, I'm going to try and post it everywhere I can. And I'm going to see if I can get some volunteers to go around the neighborhood and put it in the stores and put it on, just anywhere that they can post them.
Okay. Okay.
And again, happy holidays to everyone. Well, I'll probably be seeing all of you hopefully next week.
Can I ask you one question? Where is it going to be taking place?
It's going to be there where you are right now at Einstein.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, our next committee is land use. Ken Gelnick? Are you there, Ken?
I don't think he's here.
Here, yeah.
Oh, he is?
All I'm going to do is echo what Hazel said. I have nothing more to add to it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ken. The next committee is public safety.
Hello again. The first thing I want to say is, I don't know if everyone's aware, but our community affairs officer, Detective Jay Sturdivant, has just retired. He's no longer with us. So yeah, we gave him a nice send off. And our new community affairs officer is Kiana Bell. So welcome to community affairs, Kiana. And we had the scooter company at our meeting. All three were invited, but only VO showed up. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, would you be able to send out her contact information or just send it to Jeremy?
Kiana's?
Yes.
Yes, as soon as, yeah, I will.
All right, thank you. Our next committee is sanitation and environmental protection. Avril?
Yes, good evening. Happy holidays to everyone. And there's not much update. Everyone know we're waiting for the joining of the committees if it's possible. If not, we'll move ahead, but we have the next meeting. I asked Jeremy to get a guest to come on to speak on sanitation issues. So just waiting on that. And in the future, there's no meeting set for right now.
Okay. All right, thank you. The next committee is diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's Christine.
Hi,
You
everyone.
missed, you missed transportation.
You have to forgive me, everybody. I am not on my game tonight. My apologies. Okay, transportation.
I don't know if the rabbi is still here. But if you look on the agenda, there is a link to an update on the Metro North station. And also we're waiting for a response from the DOT to come in person to our next transportation meeting and to talk, so they can talk about the Bronxdale diet, ridiculous thing that they created over there. It's such a mess. So I don't know where that is. Hopefully we reached out to them again. And if we didn't, I suggest we reach out to them again, because I really want them to come in person. I don't want to just receive a letter or a notice or something. I need them there in person. Thank you.
Okay, great.
We have one comment. Hold on. Lisa? Lisa Soto?
Sorry. So if and when you get DOT to come, I'll try to attend my best, but I can't always do that. But can you ask them to address the lighting issue on the Bronx River Parkway? There are dozens of lights that are out on the Bronx River Parkway. I don't know what's going on. Is there a shortage of light bulbs? Don't know, but it's really, really dark. And it's especially dangerous on the entrance and exit ramps, where sometimes there are people crossing and you can't even see them because it's so dark.
Okay.
And as Lisa can attest to, I've emailed DOT more than once about it. I'll forward anybody who wants, you particularly, Hazel, the correspondence.
Okay, great. And yeah, you talk about lights, the lights underneath the L on White Plains Road where the 39 and the 39 and the number 12 bus stop. It's almost all those lights are not working. It's horrible over there. So that's another thing I want to bring up to them. Thank you, Lisa.
I also want to bring up in transportation, I brought it up in parks, but I also want to bring it up in transportation, that we need extra lighting in Pelham Parkway. I discussed and showed the kind of lighting I'm referring to. So I will bring that to the transportation meeting in December.
Yeah, so it is imperative that they come in person.
Hazel, Public Safety would like to join you with that meeting. Maybe we can have a joint meeting.
That would be great. I welcome
Thank you.
that. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, definitely have to get DOT in person. And okay, our next committee is the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion.
Hi, everyone. And just quickly, just to wrap it up, we had a guest speaker, and our guest speaker was the founder and the president of AOHA, which is the Albanian American Open Hands Association. And Alexander Nilaj spoke about, his need for funding for his organization. He also talked about the desire, for more volunteers. So if there's anybody out there, you want to reach out to AOHA, they're doing some great work. They just also, the Albanian community just also recently celebrated their Independence Day. So, belated happy Independence Day to the Albanian community. Next month, there will be no meeting. So happy holidays to everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bernadette?
Yes.
I just want to remind everyone that, a lot of people are coming out and going to the bathroom, but we are keeping track of who's leaving the meeting. So if you're not coming back in, Chris may write you down as being absent or whatever we determine at some point. Right? So if you're
Okay.
leaving the actual meeting, just tell Chris.
We have the sign in the sign out sheet. Am I correct? Chris is still there with the sign in and sign out sheet?
Yeah, but the problem is people come in and out of the bathroom. He's not sure if they're actually leaving. So you just don't want him to mark you down as having left at a certain time in the meeting.
Okay.
So if you're actually leaving, just let him know, especially.
Okay. So, Jeremy, if you can continue with the elected officials? Jeremy?
Yeah, so I sent you what we have in person. I don't know if you saw that, or do you just want me to read it off?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, we do have Kira here, but obviously the borough president spoke on her own behalf. Do we still have Jackie from Velasquez's office here? Okay. Do you mind? Yeah, please. Thank you. And then just leave it on the table. So remember, you have 2 minutes.
All right. So this will probably be our last meeting since you guys aren't planning on having anyone in December. Since you guys aren't planning on having one in December. And I just want to say that I appreciated a lot of the commentary that was said earlier, although I feel it's a little bit incongruent with some public remarks and social media statements I've seen. I think there is a lot of things going on that a lot of us can see. Certainly our office has seen a lot of the things. I was actually hoping to address one of those things tonight. There was an implication that our office in any capacity was involved in the removal of a bulletin board on Pelham Parkway. And the community organization was actually given a letter certified last year. That's a copy of it. And so just, to dispel any sort of rumors that have been going around, wanted to make sure that that was clear. I was planning on giving it to Debbie since she's Parks Chair, but she's not here. And I do also want to say that I appreciate all of you guys volunteering. We all get into public service for different reasons. I'll speak to my own reason. My grandfather was an airplane engineer, and he decided during World War II to get into public service. And he was posthumously given a Congressional Gold Medal of Honor because he was a member of the Tuskegee Airmen. And I think that it is so important that you guys understand that the work you're doing, while the BP said it was business, it's also deeply personal because you are spending your personal time here. And I think it's amazing that you guys are doing that. I hope in the new year that there's a little bit more empathy, hopefully. We all have things happening in our personal lives. Again, I'm going to talk about my own personal life. I'm sure none of you probably know this. But last year, following the Just Home Community Board 11 meeting, my mom got COVID. And within 2 months, she passed. She'd had Alzheimer's for quite a long time. And I hope that me telling my personal story to you guys makes you all realize to give a little bit of empathy to not just each other, but also to the staff, because you all know that I stay here until usually the end, except for the last time. And I just hope that there's a little bit of that grace and kindness shown to one another in the new year. Because, sometimes with progress, there is pushback, but I think that together this community board can do really great things that serve not just the community, but the city as a whole.
Thank you for your father's service.
Yes.
Sorry, I guess that's me. So we have Oswald Felice's office. Are they still here? Councilmember Felice.
Hello, everybody. My name is Esperanza Diaz from the Office of Councilmember Felice. This is actually my first meeting here, and I'm really excited to get to know everyone here. Just as a follow-up, we are having a toy drive, and we are accepting any donations of toys to give out to the community of our district. You can contact me. I'll be leaving my business cards up there. We are located at 573 East Fordham Road. If any donations of toys, gifts, or anything for the District 15 community will be amazing. And that is the only update that I have today. I will leave my business cards. And once again, my name is Esperanza. But yeah, it was nice meeting you all, and I hope we can connect.
Thank you.
Next up, we have the Public Advocate's Office.
What happened?
She's preparing.
Nothing happened. Good evening, everyone at Community Board 11. Thank you very much. My name is Gina Costello Williams. I am your Borough Bronx advocate for Honorable Jamani D. Williams, the public advocate for New York City. So as we know, the climate is changing right now, and there is a high concern about electricity, e-bikes, wiring, the lithium batteries. So there has been an introduction of Bill 819. And as we know that the micro mobility devices and electric bikes are a form of transportation for not only the youth, young adults, but for older adults as well to get to and from work or stores or whatever the capacity is that they're using them. The urgency right now is to make sure that the safety measures are practiced and put into place. And so the call is for businesses to have a safety component of information for these personal devices so that they're stored properly and that they are used properly. So we will have a decrease in these horrible fires that are taking so many lives across our city. The other thing is there are a lot of concerns. So whatever concerns that you might have, please, 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 I encourage you to reach out to our website or to the Get Help line and to go on our event page for all of the events that will be coming up. We have been partnering throughout the borough. Honorable Jamani Williams has 5 borough advocates. So we're going around, we're helping with the turkey giveaways, we're helping with the toy drives, etc. But you know, our office is always open. Constituent services is Monday through Thursday from 10 to 4. You can come in person. I'm going to make a call to action right now and ask people to please participate in the Ask the Public Advocate, right? On News 12, and that's every third Monday from 7 to 7:30. So the next episode that is coming is December 11th. Also, you can listen to the Caribbean Power Jam radio. But if you want to read the newsletter, please go on Advocate Newsletter. You will see everything and anything that you need to know to see what your public advocate is doing for the constituents of New York City to properly serve New York City to make it a better city and a safe city for all. Follow the Instagram, follow the Facebook, the LinkedIn, and you can check out the blog at advocate.nyc.gov/blog. Thank you very much for your time and your patience.
Senator Rivera's office? Okay. That's not she, it's, or is it, yeah, Jasmine. Okay, I'm sorry. Anybody online, elected official reps? Yes.
Jeremy, yeah, me.
Yes, okay, so let's start with, I do see the Assembly Member's office, I see the Congressman's office. In the order that we usually go with the Congressman first. Is there anybody else? So let's just start with Joe.
Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. I know I did. And the Congressman did hand out a few hundred turkeys. I put my information in the chat. And just to give you a heads up, anybody that has an issue with a federal issue, you know, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, Post Office, or whatever, send me an email, the name, address, and a detailed information. I say address too because we can only deal with our constituents. If you're not a constituent, the information gets pushed back to us because we have to file a form saying that you will allow us to give the agency that you're looking to relieve from the information. And I hope everybody has a nice holiday season. Thank you.
Well, member.
You're breaking up.
Zakar.
Good evening, everyone. This is Assemblymember John Zaccaro. Want to thank you all tonight for your participation in tonight's meeting, and I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you all. But I just wanted to go through really quickly some announcements. I was proud really to join many of the community organizations in our community over the Thanksgiving holiday to distribute over 2,000 turkeys immediately in our district with the help and the partnership of so many, including Councilmember Salamanca, Councilmember Marjorie Velasquez, and so many other local groups. And just some upcoming announcements for some things that are coming out of my office into the community. This Saturday, December 2nd, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Columbus High School campus, I will be hosting a community job fair in partnership with the Department of Labor, where city and state agencies and companies will be coming together to interview individuals for jobs. So anyone who needs employment opportunities or those who need that, feel free to send that over. My office has a flyer if anyone is interested or hasn't received it yet. In addition, as in the spirit of the holidays, my office is serving as a site for two specific purposes this month. One, my office has been partnering with New York Cares as a coat drive site location to accept gently used coats for adults and children, for winter coats in particular, for those in our community that are in need. And so for those of you who may have, my office is receiving those coats, and the deadline for that is December 15th. In addition, my office is also a drop-off location for those who are looking to donate unopened toys for local families in our community. Our deadline for that is December 17th, and both the coats and toys can be dropped off at my district office located at 2018 Williamsbridge Road. In addition to that, my office is now officially, as a result of many concerns and issues raised with our community regarding electronic waste, my office now is serving as a site for electronic waste drop-off, where residents can drop off their electronic waste such as TVs, laptop computers, old phones, and make it easy for you to dispose of electronics safely. We do ask that before you make those drop-offs to give our office a call to ensure that we can accept what you're willing to drop off, because we have a very small bin and large items might need additional accommodation. So for that information, you can feel free to give my office a call. And lastly, in conjunction with Councilmember Velasquez's office in the Morris Park bid, we will be hosting a holiday tree lighting at Laredo Park on Sunday, December 10th from 3:30 to 5 p.m., where we will have the Grinch and Santa Claus available to meet with families and take some pictures. We will be having a music rendition from the students at PS 83, and we will be lighting up a holiday tree in the spirit of the holidays. Thank you guys so much. I hope everyone has enjoyed their Thanksgiving. For those of you who don't celebrate, I want to wish you a happy holidays throughout this month of December. I wish you all a happy new year. Thank you so much.
Okay, any other elected official reps or officials? Sorry, I didn't know that you were in the meeting, John. Any others? If not, Bernadette?
Okay, so should we see if there's any new business first and then old business, or let's go to old business?
It's up to you guys. Okay.
Old business.
Okay, anybody have any old business? Microphone.
I will make a motion to go into executive session so that we can address the agenda item regarding board officers.
Can you just, for the record, specifically, what about board officers?
The motion of board officers.
Thank you. So there was a motion made by Cynthia, seconded by Miguel. Discussion? Okay, no discussion. Bernadette, you want to, you made the motion, Cynthia, you want to call for the vote? Any abstentions, objections?
Motion actually does fall under the reasons. Are we going to take a vote?
We have to take a vote. Are we doing a roll call vote or what?
Do you want a roll call?
I can't, I'm having a hard time. All right, let me,
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, would you like a roll call vote, please?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so I will go through the names, Bernadette, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Motion to go into executive session, Bernadette?
No.
No. Ms. Albert D'Angelo?
No.
Veronica Castro?
No.
Hazel Mira?
No.
Malcolm Gray?
Yes.
Edgar Aguirre? Katie Allen? Was she here? She left. Okay. What else? Ryan?
Jeremy, do we have a quorum?
Yeah, no, we have a quorum. I mean, I checked before because I knew that would come up. Do you want me to tell you, what's the number? 24. We have 24 in person.
Okay.
Junior Campbell? Christine Culpepper?
I'm sorry, can you restate that motion?
The motion is to go into executive session to discuss
Yes, yes.
Stacy Ann? Angel Diaz? Miguel Dyer? Mary Hawkham? Averill Francis?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. Kenneth Galnick? Wendy? D1? Deborah? Deborah Kowalik?
No.
Okay. David Levitt? Juan Luciano? Roger McCrossan? Serena Muniz? Phyllis Nastasio?
No.
Naomi Pemberton? Edward Perez? Susan Perez? Shredo Purdom?
No.
Keith Ram? Keith left? Okay. Juanita? Juanita still here?
I'm still here, yes.
Richard Reynoso? Cynthia Rodriguez? Ellie Rodriguez? Ellie Rodriguez? Eliezer? Okay. Joanne Rubino?
No.
Harry Santella? Lisa Soto? Joseph Thompson?
No.
Sandra Unger? Sandy?
Unmute.
Thumbs up,
Unmute
thumbs
yourself.
down?
I didn't realize I was muted. No.
Janice Walcott? Dwayne Williams?
Yes.
Jeanette Wilson? All right, I'll do the tally. Do we have any other old business in the meantime? Is that okay? Can we do what we did with bylaws?
We do actually.
Yes, is there any new business or any?
The old business. The City of Yes Committee still hasn't been formed yet. Just trying to figure out when are we going to make that an official thing so that committee can start getting to work on that. Community boards have already started voting. 2 of them are voting this month. As we're not having a meeting in December, then that means that, we're wasting time in that month. So we have to come back in January, ready to vote. So what is the status on that committee?
The status of the committee was what began when the official email went out from you to everybody else. That was the official email that went out. So I was waiting for, once the official email goes out requesting people, and then the committee could start. There's no other steps for that. The official information about what the committee is and the people that were interested, you took the initiative, you sent out the email to everybody, and it was supposed to begin at that moment. So the ball was really in the committee, in your hands to get it started.
So you're saying that I have the power to appoint this committee because I sent out the email. Wait, let me finish. I sent out the email and I mentioned the board members for that email last month. you never reached out to me to tell me that I needed to make it official myself.
And I apologize for that. Most,
That
it's,
part was with you.
no. When committees have their, when committees basically have the reason why they're there, which is what the email had, and you reached out for anybody who was interested to get back to you. That's what the email was. At that point, the information and the people that are interested were on that was, the ball was in your court. Now, it's just like with the DEI committee. Once the goal and everything was done and the official email went out, then the committee itself starts. Then it's up to the person who is making the initiative. Okay?
I was just following bylaws, which says that is in your power, but it's fine.
What?
As you heard her, we can make the committee. We'll make the committee tonight. It's fine. Thank you. The tally, I guess, is done.
Okay, and as far as the clarification, I think I even had asked, just to let you know that both myself, at the leadership committee, myself, and I think Hazel, and I don't know if there was anybody else was also interested in being a part of that. So, apologize for the miscommunication, but the ball was in the person who had the initiative.
I didn't know, but I will take accountability for it and I'll make sure it gets done. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Madam Chair, I think we should continue. Is there any other old business, new business before we go through with the motion that carried?
Is there any other old business?
Yeah, I just said the motion. Yes, the motion carried.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, but I think it'd be prudent because all these people have to leave and we should clarify if we want staff to leave. I may have to be here to do the communication
Yes,
thing,
you do,
but
Jeremy.
I'll happily leave if you want me to, but whatever.
No, you need to handle the text, the
Then
tech and the
then are we okay with Chris?
Harry.
No, Harry.
One second.
Any other old business, Bernadette, you want to continue, old business, new business?
No, that's it. If there's anybody else that has old business or new business, please speak up. I do want to say one thing about the new business, that Van Ness Neighborhood Alliance will be having their Christmas tree lighting. Hopefully this Sunday, if we are not rained out, we'll have it indoors, but we will be having our Christmas tree lighting on this Sunday. The information is online. It's on Van Ness and Unionport Road in front of the Big White Cross, and it's open to all neighborhoods, all communities. And this is our 10th annual Christmas tree lighting. So welcome all.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Get off my pillow.
Somebody is, okay, is there any other old business or new business? I guess then we need to go into executive session.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Please exit.
So the way this works is the board discusses what they need to in private. And you have to stay outside the meeting. And then once it's over, we let you back in. So the reason it's on the agenda to discuss the potential. So, all right, so the motion carried. So we need you to leave or we speak to security to escort you out. Well, he's happy to address your question, but right now we're going to handle this, what we need to first. So, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Ed, you're interested. Yeah, okay. So I can get in touch with you if necessary. And yes, no, I know. So I understand that. So it's not a secret meeting. It's called executive session. It's not confidential unless it's confidential by statute. So feel free to talk to.
So does everybody understand they are to leave the premise?
Yes.
They can't be in earshot.
Yes, yeah, we had a conversation with the officers of the board, at least two of the officers of the board about that.
Okay.
the treasurer and the chair. All right, so if unless you're a member of the public, or unless you're a member of the board or staff, thank you. We will let you back in once executive session is over.
Time limit? So you can go till when?
Yeah.
I gave you business cards with him.
What just happened? Bernadette,
Yes,
what's happening?
I think Jeremy is,
Yeah, but I think the video.
oh, we lost,
We got disconnected.
oh, yes, we
I
did.
did.
went off.
It's after 9:45.
Okay,
So
so,
the recording company, hello?
oh, there you go, Jeremy.
So the recording company, oh,
What happened, Jeremy?
The recording company was set for a certain time.
Mhm.
Maybe they just cut them.
You're back on.
all right, Sandy.
Okay, there you are, Jeremy. Yeah.
Bear with
Okay.
us.
We are not live streaming this, right?
I gotta stop it. I have to stop it.
Yes.